Well, hello, friends. We are here again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mic Check episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I am your Chinese weather balloon. I may have to tone down. I don't even got to say Chinese weather balloon no more. If you know, you know. Maybe somebody else.
I don't
Foreign or
want no,
domestic.
I don't want no smoke with nobody. I come in peace. I leave in peace.
Man, look, man, I don't want no Planeteer on my back, Shawty. That's. I'm speaking in code, but y'all know, change a couple words.
I don't want
Change a
no
couple
smoke
letters,
with
and that gives you
nobody.
exactly what's happening. But appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It is 9:41. I had to restart my computer twice. The second time it did an update, and I was like, "Why now? Out of all the times, why now?" So, but we're here, man. Y'all know what it is. Monday Night Raw, episode 220. Start out with the mic check. This is why we have the mic check, I guess. I mean,
Precisely.
HBCU football, then basketball. How you feeling, brother? What's up,
I'm
Kev?
happy to. I'm happy to be back, Kev. Once again, fantastic to see you, my friend. Yeah, I'm happy to be back and ready to pod, man. It's basketball playoffs. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that till y'all figure out that we're all in the playoffs right now.
Shit, we are all out of the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
We
we're
might
in
be out of the playoffs, brother.
we are in the play-in per the usual. So yeah, I mean, for us, the playoffs are definitely started.
Yeah. But y'all know what it is, man. I'm good. I'm tired. It's getting up in the morning, working out is. I got to get used to it. Feel like I'm starting football practice in ninth grade all over again.
Jesus, that is a terrible time. I don't want to rehash that or relive that at all. Matter of fact,
Yeah, man. But y'all know what it is. Please give us a like and a follow. Man, we can go ahead and get started, bro. Let's start out with the.
there you go. But yes, we are here for something very interesting. This guy on the screen, for y'all who know him, Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Jordan 23 Racing, has won back-to-back races with Tyler Reddick. They won the Daytona 500, and then a couple days ago won the Auto Trader 400 in Hampton, Georgia. Michael Jordan has been on a tear since he's been in NASCAR. He's number one, the ultimate competitor because everything that he competes in, he wins. But not only that, before all this, remember he had the historic court case with NASCAR, made them bend the knee, which has all types of different racial and financial implications. But then after he makes them submit, then comes out and then wins two races back to back. And if I remember correctly, this hasn't been done since 2009 by any racer. Yeah, it was Matt Kenseth. So this is MJ being MJ, man. He gonna last dance us to forever.
Man. Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, all. I know NASCAR got to be sick of Michael Jordan already. Mans ain't been in NASCAR but 5 years total. Has been in NASCAR for 5 years. Has fundamentally restructured NASCAR in their revenue sharing. Got taken to court by the owners. Mind you, he's one of the first black owners of a NASCAR team. I know he's one of the first black owner of a team that's went back to back.
And a black owner with a black driver.
And not only has he done that, he's now, by winning back to back, he's signaling that I'm here with the big guys, right? I'm here with the as NASCAR is very, very traditional, meaning the teams that are there have been there for like 30, 40 years. Joe Gibbs Racing.
You heard that? Boy, when you restarted that computer, did you restart who you were? That boy said NASCAR's very traditional.
Well, but I didn't mean that in a racial aspect. I really meant that is Joe Gibbs Racing has been there for what, 30 years, right?
Yes.
2010. So, and then you have the other teams that have been there for a while, and now he's there in 5 years, winning back to back. And I think he won the 500, right?
Yeah, Daytona 500 and Georgia 400. Yes, NASCAR is a good old boy system, and anybody who's been close to it, adjacent, around it, heard of it, you know that. And for Mike to be
Right.
in there and be wearing them baggy jeans and kicking their ass and that funny little hat he be wearing, congratulations, brother.
In 5 years, to
I
do that
hate
in
that hat
five
though.
years is almost the equivalent of an expansion team winning a championship in 5 years in the NBA or in the NFL. That's almost unheard of. And y'all tried to get him up out the paint with that ice. Didn't work. Shout out to Mike, man. Congratulations. I hope you win 3 in a row. Piss everybody off.
Right.
We here.
Right. And the fact that nobody in the sport has done this since 2009, it really, I mean, maybe he's just the greatest at everything, man. Maybe just
Winning
don't
on
lose.
and off the court, on the court, off the court, and on the track. That's 3 in a row. I mean,
Anywhere you count it, it's 3 wins.
Going.
It's 3 wins. Huh? In any way you cut it, it's really 3 wins. Mass is 2 wins because the court case is still probably the biggest win because he made them share their money. That money was. This is a very interesting system they had set up.
Him and Magic probably have the best post basketball career where you win in other sports as an owner that I can think of. Magic with the LA Sparks. Didn't he own didn't he own the Sparks?
Magic is the strategic alliance king of the world. MJ is building this brick by brick. I see that, which is a little different to me. Mike built this. Like, I'm going to go get what I want, and this is my team. Magic is strategic partnership king. Hey, you want to be close to somebody who wins at everything? You put me on your team, and then things will probably get better. Washington Commanders, LA Dodgers.
Different equation, same outcome. And this is just something that's even more impressive. And now NASCAR has a problem. Not a problem. It's very interesting because he's going to bring an entirely new dynamic to NASCAR now. He's bringing an entirely different dynamic to NASCAR. A whole new different fan base. A whole new different. I mean, you're now having teams.
I don't know about
buy the fireproof rubber shoes. People are inquiring about buying the fireproof rubber Jordan shoes that they profile. Like, he's really bringing in a demographic and could really make NASCAR explode in terms of popularity.
I still gotta see that specifically because you can win, you can be influential, and I mean, you could, even like Tiger Woods to a certain degree, he did bring a lot of black people and people of color to watching sports, but they also didn't stay. They went to watch Tiger. Yeah, I don't think that when Tiger left, so did a lot of the viewers. And I think that the biggest thing here that he can do, number one, was the actual affect their business with the court case. And then the thing that he can do is just continue to kick their ass and make them miserable that they've had this long-standing, number one, head start. They have all the resources. They have all the information. And here's this guy who's just rich and good and has shown up and said, I'll kick your table over and I'll be the best at it. And now y'all got to sit here.
I disagree with that. Well, I think the reason he went to court about the revenue sharing because he knows how big Jordan Brand is, and he knows how much popularity and demographic this outreach is going to have, and that's why you go. That's what I'm saying when it turns into the demographic. They're going to make you first of all with the whole Tiger Woods thing. If you keep winning, that's why it's going to go. Woods left. Jordan's in year 5. Tiger left, 10, 2, 3, 4 years ago. So if Jordan and Jordan Brand keep winning and they keep bringing in more money, You can get mad at him all you want about the court case, but if you still doubling your profit after the court case, then you just gonna have to sit there and be like, maybe he was right.
Yeah, but the court case, the way that it was set up, the reason that he was suing is because the elder statesman had such a lock on all the resources and their profit sharing. You had to be in it for a long time before you could make any money. And Michael Jordan is a billionaire. And I own Jordan. I don't take bad deals. And if you think I'm going to take a bad deal, I have the lawyers that are going to unbad deal whatever bad deal you think. So it was more for the expansion of NASCAR. The other issue that NASCAR has is he is infinitely more famous than all the rest of you owners. So every time you click on NASCAR, if you're in the social media portion, you got to put Mike on everything because he's Michael Jordan.
What I just said.
Okay, so I think we're talking past each other. What I'm saying is I don't think that he's going to bring a new bunch of people to NASCAR, but I think that NASCAR understands that if it's Michael Jordan, whether we like it or not, the social media director understands my job is to get more clicks. And if I put Mike here, then I'm going to get more clicks.
How do you're going to get more clicks from the same people?
No. Okay, so there's two things here. You can both get a lot of clicks and then actually not have people be more interested in NASCAR. We are perfect examples. We're going to watch more of the social media of what Michael Jordan is doing. Neither one of us are going to sit down and watch a NASCAR race.
Oh, I disagree. If he wins 2 more races in a row, you're gonna tune in if it's a historic. Michael Jordan in team 23 goes for the 5th win in a row. That's never been done in NASCAR. That's just like Tiger Woods in Augusta. You didn't watch that golf for real till Tiger Woods. He was an amateur for 3-4 years.
I'm an outlier. I am not the person to use for Augusta because I'm from there. But and that's still, I said that to me is an outlier. That may be everybody else, but it's a part of my life growing up. So Augusta to me is
my point was, what I was saying was that you get Tiger Woods brought in more and more clicks, as you say, is when he kept winning. If Michael Jordan keeps winning, more and more people are going to tune in because he's going to bring in the demographic. I see the parallel in my eyes. Maybe we just don't agree, but I see the parallel. Easily.
I would like to see people. I mean, I would like it, but I want to see it first. I don't think the people are gonna. I don't think the people are gonna watch NASCAR races. I just don't think so.
Well, we'll see. Mike, keep winning, and then we'll be able to see. Let's do this case study. The case study is based on you winning, Mike. Keep winning. Keep pissing them off.
Yeah, he got a case study already going. It's that fountain of money over there. Another case study. 46 years in the running. We're Americans today, and we're all Team USA because USA Hockey defeated Canada 2-1. And of course, we have not been good. Sneaky, come on, man. He said he's not Scotty. USA hasn't beaten Canada in 46 years. And I saw some clips about some of the Canadian fans talking big shit. We did not stand a chance. And America did it. I'm surprised as anybody. Canada, whatever it is, y'all got to tighten up. Y'all can't allow America to beat y'all in hockey. This is y'all shit.
In the spirit of Black History Month, I must remind you that it really is not. It is ours. But it's another conversation for another day. Shout out to United States.
I was talking about the last 46 years of ass whooping they've been handing out.
I don't care. They wouldn't have been there 46 years ago if it wasn't for us. But again, I digress. Yes, this is basically 2008 USA. When after the Dream Team and the dominance from 92 all the way to 2004. 2004, 2008. No, not 2008, 2004. 2004 USA, where we basically blew it. And that's how we are in basketball, is what I'm talking about. That's how Canada is in hockey. And for us to go out there and win the way that we did. Austin Matthews hitting the game-winning goal to go up 3-2 to win the game 3-2 with a bloody mouth because he got high sticked right before, knocking part of his tooth out, and blood is dripping down his mouth, and he's out of his mouth, and he scores the game-winning goal with a bloody mouth. That is going to be a picture in sports history forever for the United. Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck, 34 saves on 36 shots. 34 saves on 36 shots, including one of the better saves probably in hockey history, USA hockey history, where he made a save from behind his back. This was one of the few moments in Winter Olympics that I can kind of relate to and be excited for. You know, Black History Month, summer, we tropical people. Summer Olympics are our games. We ain't really the winteriest of people. But
we used to like Nancy Kerrigan and what was
Nancy Kerrigan is white.
Hey, you don't think this team is?
Again, I said we are tropical people. I'm talking about the Black History Month inspired folks.
Oh yeah. But this is my final point with this. Hey, Canada, you might have Sonia Hardy. What the hell, man? But Canada, y'all might as well get used to this. Unfortunately, all the best hockey players in the world play in America. So guess what? All their kids are going to be American, and they're going to be the people who play hockey, and they're going to be really good at it. So eventually, you're just not going to have enough good hockey players because they're not moving to Canada. They're not raising their kids in Canada. So America is now.
This is reverse basketball.
You're exactly right. Well, basketball is a way trickier situation. It's way more nuanced than that. But Canada, it's over for y'all. It's up for the USA for a long.
And shout out to Cash Patel using taxpayer dollars to fly and watch the game.
He would never do that. He would never do that.
You saw President Trump invited both teams, the men and the women, and the men was like, yeah, cool, and the women were like, nope.
Just like the Seattle Seahawks also said, nah, we good.
We good, brother.
And from one freaky man to another freaky man.
Freaky
Tony Clark, Major League Baseball Players Association executive, resigned from an internal investigation that revealed that he had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who had been hired by the union in 2023. This is the double-ist of whammies. Number one, what do we not do at work? People. Who do we definitely not do at work? Your brother's wife. Boy, let me tell you,
was it the brother's wife?
Sister-in-law?
It could be your wife's sister.
I didn't even think he was. I apologize. You know what?
The boy again said, "Oh, Paulo, you know what?
I was unfamiliar with your game, boy. You are.
That's a screenplay. That's a script. That's
written by Tyler Perry. Written by Tyler Perry.
By Bang Bros.
.com. Hey, Freaky T, this losing your job seems to be the least important part of this. Every family function now is weird. Somebody in that family is uncomfortable and somebody is too comfortable. I don't know how you explain this to your children. I don't know how y'all do anything going forward.
Just go at soul food. Family, fuck my husband. Okay. Let me be a little serious real quick. This could have not come at the worst time for the Major League Baseball Players Association, as they are going to be in active negotiations going forward because of the looming lockout that could happen. Especially, we've reported in the past where the owners basically want to instill a salary cap to prevent teams like the Dodgers from buying baseball.
That is where I will say I kind of disagree. This is kind of like a max contract. We don't need, ain't no whole lot of negotiation. You want a salary cap? We don't. Tony here or not? We're not. We're saying no. They are saying yes. Rock hard place. Once again, I'm gonna tell y'all every week: prepare for a baseball lockout. Prepare for a WNBA lockout. It is on the way, and everybody on every side is saying, "I ain't moving."
Yeah, but and he was the head of the Players Association since what 2013.
Was it a lot more than that?
A lockout in 2022. The part of the lockout or the negotiations is revenue sharing, competitive balance tax, salary floor discussions, along with media streaming revenue. Remember, they opted out of the TV deal with ESPN and all of them.
That boy was streaming all right.
Basically, do what the NBA did.
Yeah, that boy was working the salary floor and streaming at the same time.
Oh, that boy had the jug of all jug. Hired her too. Had her in the office. Real Ime Udoka. Like he was out there.
Wow, we throwing everybody business out there.
Hey,
Freaky
T. Everybody on the table too.
Freaky T. They called you a designated hitter. Congratulations, I guess. Well,
now they did hire. I believe they hired basically the number 2 in charge. They just promoted him to number 1 in this situation. So, that probably should lead.
Wait. You talking about in his? You talking about in the Players Association?
Double entendre. Double entendre. Double entendre. He promoted number 2, and the Major League Baseball Players Association promoted number 2. Yeah, but we'll talk about the Players Association. So what I really want to see, as Norwood just said, right? There's gonna be a lockout. Now I want to see the points of discussion, and this is a hell of a job. First day on the job.
Who's gonna blink?
Number 1.
Who's gonna blink?
Oh,
who's gonna blink?
The Players Association never blinks. If you can wait out the billionaires have all their money. Well, not all. A lot of their money tied up into baseball. They really can't they can't stay out for a whole year.
Because that's where I will say I'm sure the Braves are probably happy because the Battery can still give you some money. Still businesses over there going. So it's not like a lot of these stadiums are just freestanding venues. This is it. It's a stadium. That's it. At least the Braves got some money, some other alternate streams of income. And y'all see why everybody wants to do that now.
Yep. And everybody wants to. Right. It's only a matter of time.
Correct. Braves are a case study. They nailed that shit. There. Not yet. In the process. Next up, this is very somber. Want to take a moment here.
We're going straight into HBCU?
You know what? Let's not.
All right, y'all. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with episode 220 of the Splashcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning into the mic check. Thank you. Please remember to give us a like and a follow, or like and a subscribe and a follow. But more than anything, just share. Right now, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, go ahead and press that little arrow that look like that. And just press share. Send it to everybody you know. Send it like a grandmama on Thanksgiving. Make sure you like everybody.
Right.
Hit the bell.
Get the notifications.
I be editing a lot, y'all. I appreciate it if you look at the editing and share it for me.
And what you don't hit is you don't hit your sister-in-law like Freaky T.
Or you do.
Not if you want to have a family, like a nuclear family.
Obviously, the family was not in his first foot. You know what? Let's get out of here. We'll be right back.
I was about to say, you talking in circles, brother. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and y'all be safe. Hey man, I'm telling y'all now, we coming back from the party. I'm trying to find stuff. Here it is. We'll be back.
Loop it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host Reggie.
I'm your co-host Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. And remember, stay moisturized and stay hydrated.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. Let's get into it. First off, before we start, if you are listening to the playback of this, please go back and listen to the mic check. Had a good brief discussion, talked about Michael Jordan's impact with NASCAR, USA Hockey's win in the gold medal game, and also Freaky T, Major League Baseball Players Association, soap opera, soap opera at the top. With that being said,
Keep your hands off your sister-in-law, bro. That's what we should all take from that.
Oh man. With that being said, y'all know that it is episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We do HBCU news around the culture, followed by our drink break. Then we do football. Then we do basketball after that. HBCU, we have a few things we're going to talk about today. First off, we would like to send our T's and P's out to literally everybody. Shout out.
Correct. Ah, man. Reverend Jesse Jackson, we lost last week. Black history icon, former HBCU athlete, civil rights pioneer. Overall, just excellent human. One of the things that I noticed is that I know a lot of people who have a picture with Jesse Jackson. That requires you to be a lot of different places and just be accessible. And the time that we live in now, where it seems like people, especially leaders and the most important people, are even more inaccessible. He was a guy who always was accessible to Black people, spoke up for Black people, stood in the gap as a humanitarian. Remember, this is a guy also who did a lot of hostage negotiation. I know we talk about civil rights. He actually saved humans and brought them back. And I know towards the end, we all saw he was his health was failing him. But I just want to say, job well done. Uh, yeah, job well done, man. And I had the pleasure of meeting him. Fantastic human.
Yeah, T's and P's to the family of Reverend Jesse Jackson. You said it. You pretty much said it all. I'll say this: without Jesse Jackson seriously running for president in '84 and '88, garnering millions of votes, making it visible to even have the thought of a Black president. Without Jesse Jackson, there is no Barack Obama. Right. So for a lot of
No
people
Kamala.
saying,
No Kamala either.
right. So for a lot of people, he is the literal illustration of what your old folks used to tell you, your elders used to tell you, where you're standing on the shoulders of giants. Jesse Jackson ran for president knowing that it was an uphill battle, but had the foresight to know that if I do this now, this could be a possibility later on. So shout out to Jesse Jackson. Great, great, great man, great humanitarian. And not only was he a person for the people of color and Black people, he was a man of the working people, which is why he was able to garner millions of votes in the primaries and actually run for president. Again, before Obama, before Kamala, there was Jesse. R.I.P. Job well done.
And one final piece about this that kind of really has moved me is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the way that he's spoken about Jesse Jackson after passing. Like, I hope that I live a life where I have a friend who will speak about me after I'm gone in that way. That has been probably the biggest impression I've had is you could tell the amount of friendship and respect between those two humans. That is impeccable.
Yep. 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 Moving on. Well, we'll try to move on the best that we can. Clinton
Slowly.
Portis. Clinton Portis has left, has Yeah, they're mutually left, come to agreement to leave Delaware State. He was the running backs coach on Deshaun Jackson's staff that had Deshaun Jackson win, I think, FCS Coach of the Year. Also, I know he won me at Coach of the Year, but he was very Clinton Portis was very instrumental in creating the number one rushing attack in FCS football. I think they had the highest yards per average, yards per game in rushing. Um, why are we reporting on this? One, because Deshaun Jackson will have to replace Clinton Portis, but two, Clinton Portis is also rumored to be headed to Miami, his alma mater, to be the running backs coach there. And this is just another highlight. And I think that's really going to be the theme of the next few conversations we have in this segment of coaches and players and people getting their shot at HBCUs and using that to catapult their career otherwise where they weren't getting the shots that they were getting. And Portis is just another guy. Shout out to you, man. And Deshaun
Yes, for
and Delaware
me,
State.
I
Job well done.
yeah, I was about to say the only thing for me, I wish that they had kind of coordinated this a little bit better. There seems to be a little bit of weirdness. Is the mutual dissolution makes it sound like they split and then I might go to Miami instead of saying, hey, well, I was at Delaware State and I've been presented with a new opportunity. But either way, at the end of the day, Deshaun Jackson, Clinton Portis, we support both of them. I think that he would be a fantastic hire for Miami. I don't know of anybody you could have access to that's better than that guy at talking about and teaching guys how to run the ball, especially after this year that he put in and has shown that, hey, I know how to make this happen. So it's exciting for all parties. Just wish they kind of maybe handled it a little bit better as far as the press.
And we still learning. Delaware State ain't been
Right.
good for a long time. Social media ain't been good since social media came out.
Fair enough. That is more than fair. That I will 1000% give you that. You all right? And I will say at the end of the day, the alum is happy, and that's what matters. Everything else is ancillary. We also want to congratulate another HBCU alum, David Whitlow. Saw limited action at quarterback and also played defensive back at Alabama State. And he is now he coached the wide receivers at Kennesaw State, and now is headed to Georgia.
Yes, under Kirby Smart.
I wanted
He
to
is
make sure I
leaving
said that
Kennesaw State.
right.
The graphic right there.
Right.
Kirby right there.
But it's like Kennesaw to Georgia. Oh, what? Congratulations, brother.
I mean, it's just a hop, skip, and jump away. Again, HBCU to coaching to big time college football coaching, PWI, FBS coaching pipeline seems to be in full swing right now. I wouldn't be surprised. Kirby Smart is basically one of those guys that his coaching tree is expanding rapidly. And if you can get on there and everything that everybody says about Kirby is the same thing they said about Nick Saban. Kirby's going to teach you how to recruit. He's going to teach you how to run an organization because it's not an organization. It's not a football team. It's not or a department. It's run an organization. You're going to learn about the NIL, big money NIL, dealing with a lot of donors. You're going to get so much education on this staff that you'll be able to go be a candidate for a higher position, whether it's a coordinator, whether it's a head coach at another school very quickly. And actually, I'll let you go. I got
For
another
me,
point, but
I love this because this is a big joker. As y'all remember, I'm a Florida fan, and we just had Billy Napier. And the only reason Billy Napier got a job is because he was on Nick Saban's staff. I like that this black coach has this now. Hey, this is my big joker. You must at least interview me and listen to me and potentially hire me because I'm going to be adjacent to Kirby Smart. And I'm happy that in the time that we live in, so when we see so many other people get the opportunity just because, I hope that's afforded to us the same way.
Yeah, it's not a
Prayerfully.
promotion, and it's not a promotion. It's visibility for HBCUs
Right.
because depending on where he wants to go, he could wait it out. right? You could take the Del McGee route. Del McGee was the running backs coach for Georgia when they kept getting all them running backs under Kirby, Nick Chubb, all of them. Del McGee then parlayed that into one being recruiter of the year, and then parlayed that into being Georgia State's head coach, right? So you could take it that route, or you could go back and be head coach of an HBCU. They will hire you immediately.
Or, I mean, you could be like Coach Huffman. You know, he was, if I remember correctly, he was on the Saban staff. And then after that, he started, you know, with the smaller time schools, whether they be PWI, HBCU, and now he's coaching Memphis. If specifically, if you're good and the big joker, then that puts you in elite territory.
Yep. Yep. So I'm excited to see his story unfold. That's gonna be great. Moving on, Morehouse back in the headlines again.
Again.
Normally, when you hire a new coach, that means you're not doing well in football, and Morehouse is not doing well in football. Shout out to Brad Sherrod, though. Brad Sherrod has now been hired as Morehouse's next football coach. The last 2 seasons, they've struggled with consistency and total wins. They are trying to be competitive again in the SIAC. If you know during football season, we cover HBCU football. The SIAC is a very strong conference,
right? And
so
that's where a lot
again,
of these
more shout
guys
out to Brad Sherrod.
are getting their opportunities, getting their feet wet, and the guys who are going there with a mission to win. I was able to watch some of his press conference. The one thing that I appreciated most about him was he was very clear. He knew this is an uphill battle. And he said, also, I have an expectation to win. He knows that he needs to change the program fundamentally. They have to be committed. Yes, they have to be committed to winning. A lot of these people don't know what winning looks like. They've never been a part of winning. So he
social media been out 20 years.
He didn't shirk his responsibilities. Now, I have seen a lot of pushback of a lot of people thought that Terrence Mathis should have been, given more opportunity. And it is yet to be determined, but I'm excited to see what this guy brings. He's a Duke alum, if I remember correctly. I think that he's capable. Morehouse, y'all got to be patient, though. This ain't going to be built in a week.
Yeah, I heard rumblings about that too of Terrence Mathis. Again, this is a new territory that everybody's charting in college football with NIL. So not everybody is built, if you not saying this was Terrence Mathis and this why it was, but sometimes when the eras change, some people aren't able to change. And maybe Brad Sherrod has more of a handling of being able, he says he's a Duke alum, being able to raise money. And also having an understanding of the NIL and everything going forward with that and building out this football program.
Well, that's the part that I charge Morehouse with. That is the thing that y'all hang y'all hat on. Is legacy, legacy, legacy. Well, y'all have all these all-stars. You got Spike, you got Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all got to spend money. There has to be a conscientious effort to inject money into this football program in order for y'all to be successful. And let me tell you, y'all got a bunch of rich alum. They got the money.
Whole lot. And loud, too. They be quick to tell you they from Morehouse. Cool. Write that check. That check. Get them bleachers all the way around the field. Let's go. Do the whole thing.
And not only undergrad, Morehouse School of Medicine. They got some money over there, too. You have to spend money in order for the right. Y'all ain't got no football team. I never thought about that. Do they donate?
They're the cheerleaders for the team. They should. I would.
Yeah, but Spelman also has all of their own money. And they don't need y'all. Spelman's the number one HBCU in the country. What I'm saying is,
if it would benefit to me, it would benefit Spelman to invest in Morehouse's football team because you get notoriety.
I agree, but department. If I'm the number one HBCU in the country, I'm also not. I mean,
oh yeah, no, you got to ask me now. I ain't.
No more volunteering.
You need me, big dog.
Right. You know, we number one. Reigning number one for about 30 years. We've been number one, go be number one. I still don't like that because they only girls. Man, you put boys in school, we're gonna ruin it. I'm sorry, pardon my honesty. While we on Morehouse, we want to also give a shout out to Chad Candyman Pitts, who wins the International Boxing Championship, the USA Boxing International Open. He is a Morehouse. I don't know if he's he's still a student. But congratulations. And hey, y'all see that man on campus? Y'all better leave Candyman alone.
Man, Morehouse just started this boxing club. We talked about it last year. And for Chad Pitts, aka the Handy, that's a great name. The handyman to come out there and win an international
No.
tournament.
The Candyman.
The Candyman. I'm sorry. Oh, say don't say my name 3 times, dog.
Right.
Show up and whoop your ass. Fist buzzing like bees.
I will tell you though, going forward, there needs to be a box who needs to be the handyman because I'll fix you. Oh man.
But if you looked at homecoming, I think Morehouse had an amateur boxing event during homecoming, if I'm not mistaken, last year that we covered during homecoming season.
For sure did.
That has grown now to that whole energy has now grown into a boxing club. Shout out to Morehouse for seeing the opportunity and creating this opportunity, creating the club. I'm sure that has had a positive impact on relationships on the campus. I don't want to say violence or anything. Problem solving, conflict resolution.
I mean, let's be real here. If you're gonna have we stayed in the dorm. If you're gonna have a bunch of boys in a place for a long period of time, there will be some tussling going on. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, organize it. Go get the gloves. Y'all want to throw down?
Exactly.
Go get the gloves.
I 1000% support that, and I think, man, all HBCUs, because it's not something that takes a whole lot.
And it keeps and it instills a lot of discipline and all of those things. You're right. Union, my godmother's father, big Union alum. You know, they one of the originals, one of the original HBCUs. Virginia Union wins the CIAA Indoor Track and Field Championship for 2026. First time in their 49-year indoor track and field history. Long process to get to this point. Shout out to them. That's generational patience paying off.
This is the first time in over 90 years Virginia Union has brought home a conference track and field title, a milestone dating back to the outdoor championship in 1934. They dominated the CIAA, correct, 1934. Tallying 164 points, outpacing Claflin, the runner-up, who ended up with 123 points. Shot put Zachary Jones, Daquan Boone, and Travion Hooker. Also, Roger Corrier and Daryl Hawkins claimed the first and second in the 5,000 meters. My Lord. 5,000 meters. No, thank you. I don't want no parts of that. Congratulations to them, man. 1934 is a long ass time. I think y'all should get a day off of school. Sorry.
Like 15 laps. That's a mile. Okay. Yeah. Hey, at least little special calf meal or something should go on. No, but in all seriousness, man, shout out to Union, man. They have a really good athletic department up there in Virginia, and they are doing the damn thing. They are ball. They're good in track. I'm looking forward to them in the SIAC tournament. Really, the SIAC tournament in general, because you never know what's gonna happen. Shout out to Union, man.
Yes, and I would think I think it's something that needs to be said and said over and over again, specifically in the very present times we're living in. Support HBCU sports, support HBCUs, send your children and your money to HBCUs. It's a murky time we live in.
It is. It is. Shout out to Kev. With that being said, we have come to the end of HBCU news around the culture. We are going to take a
Switch
drink
up.
break.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. It's the switch up. New season. Football season has come to an end. So what y'all will get next is a little NFL, a little college football, and then we're going to close out with Hawks talk. Welcome to the equivalent of daylight savings time for the Splashcast. We flipped the fan to go in a different direction. So yeah, buckle up. Let's talk some football.
We'll be right back.
And we are back. We are back. We are back. And Reggie is on mute. He don't know it though. And he's still on mute and don't know it.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We are back with our football segment. Again, as Norwood has said, it is basketball season, so we saved the best for last. We're going to get through this football. Got some highs and some lows that we're going to talk about today. We're going to start out with NCAA football. Norwood's going to lead us there, and then we'll go to pro football, where I'll jump in. What we got first on NCAA football?
This is actually not NCAA or pro football. This is high school football in the state of Florida. Florida Senate passes the Teddy Bridgewater Act, allowing K through 12 coaches to use up to $15,000 personal funds to assist players. For y'all who are supporters of the pod, and if you're a first-time listener, Teddy was unceremoniously relieved of his head coaching position at Northwestern Miami for paying for players to eat and to get back and forth to practice. Essentially, Teddy was trying to take care of kids who just didn't have enough to make it happen. And due to the laws in Florida, some jackass decided to push the issue and essentially got him fired when he was doing the Lord's work. So they've come in and they've now changed this. I think this is goodish. And I'm happy that hopefully Teddy will get back to his position as a head coach at Miami Northwestern. He was doing a fantastic job. Those kids really loved him. And I think he was doing a lot of good work there. I'm excited, but I do have some hesitance. But I want to hear what Reggie has to say. Then I'll bring in my portion.
Um, First off, shout out to Teddy Bridgewater that his fallback is backup quarterback in the NFL. So he was really doing this for the love. You realize that he could have just left and went and made millions of dollars, which is what he did.
And a ton of people would have. I want to say that.
Right. The fact that Teddy Bridgewater has been so locked in with Miami Northwestern since essentially he graduated. It's one of those schools y'all know about Florida football. It's one of the smaller schools in Florida, but produces a lot, just like all of Florida produces a lot of great athletes. He goes back to his neighborhood. He wants to make an impact. It's really not a hater is just a term that's not even strong enough for me for somebody to try to be a whistleblower on the fact that he was helping the kids eat and be
Right.
able to participate in sports versus being out on the street or doing whatever they were going to do. Not saying that if you don't play sports, you won't be on the street, but just giving them an opportunity to better their lives and move forward in life. And you just decide to hate on them for no reason.
And not only that, he was also fundamentally helping, giving these kids an experience that they clearly otherwise would not have a way to. I'm going to say the vast majority of many of us grew up and played high school sports. And many of us look back on that time, and that means a lot to us, whether it teaches you how to work as a group, how to work with different people, the difficulties, as Reggie talked about, as he talked about getting back up and, working out. That's a big part of these kids' lives. And to just be a hater and be like, well, no, I don't want that. And to be a tattletale, I don't really have any other way to put it. That was weak.
It's hoish. It's real hoish. It was hoish.
Very.
So, I don't really praise the state of Florida for a lot of things. If you know, you know. But they got it right with this one.
Now, my concern here, and I think it is a reasonable concern, is will this bring in the pay to win era? Because the pay to win era. So during Teddy overall is doing this out of the goodness of his heart. But one thing that I say all the time is there's always going to be bad and good, and there will always be good and bad. And I do see where you could have some of these other places where it's probably Teddy who's the guy giving the 15,000. Probably that's it. Some of these other coaches staffs would be like, oh, we can all give 15,000 and potentially, create a.
You have not been paying attention to the news. That ship has sailed, brother. IMG just got reprimanded for accepting cartel money.
Now,
so that little 15,000, cool. they talking about stuff that we ain't even there.
I agree with that, and I understand that, but that IMG is an outlier. You're gonna have those 4 or 5 schools who can do those type of things, and let me be very clear. That's probably not the worst thing that that's not probably the worst group of money that they've taken from money from. And y'all know who I'm talking about. And yeah,
elemental PQ.
Right. And I think the other part about that is people who are at that level with that, they find new ways to do the same thing. So, oh no, we won't take any more cartel money. We'll take it from somebody else who it's all just wash and launder money, any way you want to put it. But this, at the heart of it, is a good rule. It does concern me because there's just more money that can be ambiguously spent. And for the people who are less fortunate, it's going to make it more difficult. So it's just something you got to watch. It's just like in a NIL or anything else. You got to watch it develop. You got to figure out, how to make it as fair as it can be. It ain't never going to be fair. We're going to keep it a buck over here. But you just got to keep your eye on things like this.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My whole screen went dark. So flying blind here. But yeah, I agree with everything you just everything you said. Shout out to Florida for getting it right.
Next up, Trinidad Chambliss granted a 6 year after much dismay, much back and forth. Looks like he will be the starting quarterback for Ole Miss going into the 2026 season. And for a minute, I thought he was going to be forced to go to the NFL. Then they looked like they did the old razzle dazzle and found the right judge, and he passed it.
Oh no, the judge in Mississippi decided to grant Ole Miss quarterback that took them to the national semifinal another year of eligibility. Who didn't see that coming?
Right. I mean, I don't
It is
know.
what
I
it
don't.
is. I don't agree
Yeah.
with it, but I mean, I'm not gonna hate. Get your money. I'm back.
Right. Right. That's the reason that I'm in as much support as I can of this is get all of the money. I want athletes to have all of the money for the entire time the NCAA was committed to not letting them get the money. Y'all break the rules back because the NCAA used to do people bad. So if you can get some money and you can create generational wealth before you get to the NFL, I love that. Pay your mama's house off, pay your mama's car off, do whatever you can so that you guys can be financially stable and safe for the rest of your life and prayerfully your children's lives. Um, that's the thing more than anything.
I agree. I agree. I do not know why I'm zoomed in all of a sudden, but it whatever.
Roll with the punches. Speaking of money, we found out that Kurt Signetti, college football champion, had a good faith clause that required Indiana to make him a top 3 paid coach if Indiana reached the CFP semis. So that whole thing where we thought it was a negotiation, it was actually guaranteed. That boy said, I got the money in the bag. Just update my hey, go in there, HR, update it, send me over that new offer letter. I happily sign it, DocuSign, because I'm on somebody's beach in Hawaiian shirt, in some Hawaiian shorts. I ain't got no shirt though. Congratulations. This is I love that he negotiated this, and I love that they had to pay him. Get your money, big dog.
Hey man, shout out to your agent. If betting on myself was a person,
Right.
y'all got to realize Indiana was the worst football team in the history of college football before he got there. The the absolute worst. He gets there. I'm sure the AD was like, he was like, yeah, if I win a national championship, then you got to pay me. The AD was like, yeah, sure,
Sure.
whatever. We don't care.
Right.
National championship, you say? Lo
That's
and
like you
behold,
said, well, if you get a date with Beyonce, you got to pay for it. Okay, cool. That's not gonna happen.
hey, I'm flying to Vegas on this private jet. I need you to run
Right.
that credit card, big dog.
Right.
Like,
Hey,
and that's essentially what he did.
run it
Like,
up.
he $13.2 million. I think he's the number 2 highest paid head coach.
No, not
I think
numero uno.
no, he's number
Numero
1.
uno.
He's up number 1 by 200,000.
13
Everybody else
point,
is
yep, 13.2 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Sig. Shout out to the whole Indiana University football team. Y'all getting what y'all need to get. And you deserve it. Deserve it.
Absolutely. 1000%. Yeah, I don't have any pushback. I don't have anything. I'm actually done. Whatever Kurt says, I agree with going forward. He is the greatest coach in college football history. I've never seen a coach be this good before. I never speak ill of this man again. Every time I've said anything against him, he has proven me to be wrong. And speaking of proving being wrong, ex-Michigan head coach Sharon Moore, home invasion and stalking charges could be dismissed after a judge says his due process may have been violated. Evidence hearing has been granted. So all that crazy talk about all of that, and he tried to cut her with a butter knife and all of that, what we're starting to hear is that this may be created. And this is on the heels of Mel Tucker, who was also found out that his story was made up. And we're now getting into this very weird space where it seems like black coaches who are doing a relatively good job at their job have been targeted. I'm gonna call it what it is: targeted and eliminated from high-profile college football jobs. Now, I told y'all I have seen this with my own two eyes from a close friend of mine, and that's the reason it's always "fuck you, Michigan State." Um, but with that, this is becoming a problem that nobody cares about except for black coaches. ESPN ain't gonna cover it. Uh, Fox Sports ain't gonna cover it, and that's the reason y'all need to like, follow, and subscribe.
I like being right. Sometimes I don't like the circumstances in which I'm right. I told y'all as soon as this news dropped, I was like, oh, I know who this is. They decided they didn't want him there. I told y'all when they made him coach with no contract. I said, oh, they gonna find a way to get him out of there.
Off the strip.
And then he beat Ohio State. So now you can't get rid of him because he beat Ohio State.
Sure can't.
So now I said, what did I say? I'm gonna say it because I said it. I said, hey, they're gonna figure out a way to get him out of there. And they're gonna figure out a way to get him out of there and not pay him. Same thing with Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker went up there, did really, really well his first year. They paid him because they knew somebody else in the SEC was going to pay him. And then they didn't want him anymore. And you targeted him with the sexual harassment lady who teaches the team about sexual harassment to then file a sexual harassment against the head coach who brought you in. That smelled fishy from the beginning. And I was like, dog. I said, dog, none of this makes sense. This is just up in the ante because now contracts have gotten to the point where they're so exorbitantly high that you can't just fire him like you did Tyrone Willingham back in the early 2000s when he led Notre Dame to the number 2 seed and then he fired him and got Charlie Weiss.
You're going to pay them through their nose. That is the thing.
Right.
You can fire people. It just costs.
It costs a lot of money. It didn't cost as much with Tyrone Willingham, but it costs a lot of money. We just told you Kirk Cignetti $13.2 million a year. 13. That's what they're paying the coaches. So now, again, if something did happen that was illegal, Sharon Moore should have to deal with it. But if all of this proves to be made up, which is what everything is starting to show, and you've now ruined my marriage. Well, I ruined my marriage. You exposed my marriage and put me in the white suit. You put me in the white suit and made me take my first hearing in a mental institution. Y'all remember that? He was like this in the mental institution with the rubber walls.
And it's not the relationship because the people do those type of things all the time. You defame that man. You defame that man in a manner that he will never recover from, to be completely honest. I have lawsuit written all over this. The more y'all made up. All right, cool. You called me cheating. You made me into a stalker. You questioned my mental feasibility. You know, I mean, you don't be the knife. So some level of like a danger to humans, and not only a danger to humans, a danger to women. Those are those are multiple escalations that will live on the internet forever. And there will be a certain group of people who, even after this has been found to, if it is found to be untrue, and I'm not talking about the cheating. You was cheating, hey, bro. It is what it is. But I didn't go to that girl's house and try to stab her with a butter knife. First of all, that's a motherfucking insult.
A butter knife.
Right.
None of this made sense. I told y'all day one But you have to be cautious about what you say because you don't know what is true and what's not, and now you don't want to victim blame, and you don't want to discredit a woman's story in a violent situation. But I told
And
y'all
it,
this didn't make sense.
and there's another underarching part here of black people not being given due process. So I'm looking, hey, Michigan, y'all can go ahead and run me my bread, and whatever institution decided to put them bracelets on me without going through due process, also, hey,
Boy, Michigan, y'all taxpayers about to pay a lot. I mean, because they gonna get it back. They gonna get the money back. Them ticket
right,
prices gonna go right into his pocket.
and Michigan,
Michigan State.
let me tell you, Michigan, y'all have not handled things well for a long time, and I'm gonna tell you this is a part of that list. I would say good luck, but
Hey,
I don't mean it.
pain and strife. I don't care. Fuck y'all. Y'all did
Yeah,
the black man wrong. And
right.
now and it's Black History Month. You know I don't care now. You know I don't care. And I told y'all when she went and turned over the text messages and then disappear. I told y'all she was gonna try to disappear. What's crazy is I predicted this down to a T. What was going on? It was obvious. The play was the play. The play
Now,
been the play.
now I'm gonna tell you. The other part about this is, and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's offensive. I also found out that I get offended by things that don't offend other people. But if you think you're gonna get on the internet and tell people that I tried to hijack you with a butter knife, I can't fight you because you're a woman. But you got a dad or a brother who finna get their ass whooped. I'm gonna tell you that, and I mean it. Because for you to
I ain't
you,
about to fight none of
yes,
y'all. I want all your inheritance. I want everything. I want the money. I want your land. I want everything.
I know somebody is getting hands and feet because it's too stupid. Oh, you went over there with a butter.
I
You
told
think
y'all it
I'm
didn't make
dumb,
sense.
huh?
I told
You
y'all from
think
the
I'm
get go this
dumb?
didn't make
So
sense.
now, yeah, bring Brad or David, Chad, whoever it is, come on outside. We finna get dirty because I'm finna put hands and feet on you like never before because you can't talk to me like that. It's certain things I'm gonna take as disrespect.
Ooh, and we can move on. But now you got it.
Right.
Now, man, I need you to come talk to me. To the wife. Everybody knew. Come on, all right, we move on. This
Oh
crazy.
yeah, and
NFL.
whatever it is, y'all gonna have to pay me because I gotta pay her. So
Yep.
the
Alimony.
right,
all
all the
right.
money.
Let's move on to NFL. I'll jump in here. Sad news, tragic news, tragic news. We want to send T's and P's to the whole NFL family, to the family of Rondell Moore, to the family and friends of Rondell Moore, and everybody whose life that he has touched or has touched his life. He passed away in last week. Was it this week? What's today? Monday? Last week he passed away. Uh Reports are saying by self-inflicted wound in his garage. Um very sad situation. Rondell Moore, a very promising athlete, injury riddled uh career, and I'm sure that had an effect on him. The whole NFL was absolutely shaken and surprised. We want to send T's and P's out to his family.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest thing is he been in the league for 6 years. Was it 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of players that he had personal relationships with, it really covered a lot of players. And I do appreciate the players standing up and kind of being pretty transparent about how the NFL hasn't handled players great. The NFL also has to take a look at itself. This is the second of these type of incidences. Remember, we had old boy from the Dallas Cowboys to start the season.
Kneeling.
Yes, that is a problem. That is a very big problem. And I don't really know what to say. I appreciate the guys who are speaking out on behalf of, hey, the NFL can do better. It is sad because it sounds like he talked to a bunch of his close friends the day of the incident. Sounds like he was suffering with something pretty big. But all of that, number one, thoughts and prayers. Number two, hey man, we all got to have somebody to talk to. Number three, whatever it is, it ain't worth ending it. Um, yeah,
and
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 NFL do better, man, do better.
do better. This also highlights something that the players have been talking about in all sports for a while. This is one of the. I'm not saying this was the case, and I don't want to make him the face of something if this wasn't the case, but I've seen players talk about how the sports gambling has kind of gotten out of control because people are getting upset that players aren't helping them win whatever parlay or gamble it is, and they're doxing them, calling them, harassing them, their family. That
Oh
can be
yeah, you
that
you
can
know
weigh on somebody mentally.
Russell Westbrook wife just got messages. And I'm like, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I love sports and I don't need betting. I've never, I don't think I've ever sports bet before. It ain't, it really doesn't do it for me. The more that it's been around, the more that I see why it was banned before. Um, I just think that I also find it strange that the leagues are in bed with the gambling people. That
Too
is
much money.
bad. Right.
Remember, these are
It
companies. These are all companies.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
at the own deficit of your own business, and people do it all the time. I'm optimistic, so I have common sense, so I assume that people wouldn't do things that would make life more difficult for them. But if your greed is there, then you'll do it, and that's the reason we have these conversations, and you know, and
yeah.
we're gonna move right on to
Falcons. I forgot what I call it. Falcons final Falcons. Falcons
Falcons
segment.
focus.
Um,
Falcons focus.
Falcons focus. That's right. Falcons focus. Got a couple things we're gonna talk about today. One, Kyle Pitts is allegedly going to be franchise tagged, making him the fourth highest paid tight end in the league at $16 million. Um, and then also the Falcons lost their passing game coordinator Mike Rutenberg, who is now the defensive coordinator for the Browns. Just wanted to throw that out there. But first, let's talk about Kyle Pitts. 16 million franchise tag. How you feel about it before I go?
I don't like it at all. And I want to be very clear. I try to keep my emotions out of things as much as possible. I know that that's not how the vast majority of you look at these things, and I know that sometimes I can be considered a little callous or insensitive. But my team's success is the only thing that matters to me. I think the $16 million a year is too much. I think that there are tight ends that can give us a good enough production without costing us $16 million a year. Overall, I don't even love Kyle Pitts, and I don't think that this is a great investment.
I think you are valid in your feelings. Um,
Me in therapy?
I know I was trying to fill in the blank while I was trying to get my notes up. $16 million for Kyle Pitts. The thing I'm neutral on this right now because I feel like this is part of another move. I don't know what the other move is. The move could be that you sign him to a long-term deal and you negotiate into the season, which means if you do that, you're probably going to pay him around $16 million anyway. Because if you look at the list, there's Dalton Schultz, George Kittle, Evan Ingram at 14, Jawan Johnson at 14, Taysom Hill.
I don't
Jesus
like
Christ
Taysom
at
Hill being
13.
in this list because Taysom Hill
Yeah.
does way more than play tight end.
Dallas Goddard at 20 and TJ Hawkinson. Kyle Pitts in this Stefanski offense has the potential to be better than all of these people on this list. And if that were to happen, now you're looking at $20 million. I'm not cool with that. Here's why I'm neutral. This could also be a play of a sign, franchise, and then trade, right? So you could franchise tag him and then you could trade him with the hopes of, and somebody could offer him the contract that he wants, and you could trade him on draft day to get one of your picks back. That is the play that I could see playing out. Is the play that I could see. But it's really more of a wait and see for me. Either way, I think it's a positive for the Falcons because I think he's going to flourish in the Stefanski offense, or you may be able to get your draft capital back, one and cap space, one or the other.
I'm going to leave it open ended for now, but the biggest thing that will tell me what I need to know is Isaiah likely gets paid and where he goes, because I would much I mean, I won't be very honest. Kyle Pitts does not have the greatest motor. He does not block. And unfortunately, his success is always come at a time where it did not matter. It's completely inconsequential. So $16 million for somebody, it's almost kind of like Zion Williamson. It's great that you're putting up these numbers, but it just don't mean shit to me.
And that's why you still have this year to see. Allegedly.
Hey, we gonna see.
We gonna see. But again, this all may go away at draft. Again, the Falcons are pick starved. So we have, and as we all have been paying attention, we are now probably not going to have our first round pick, one of our first round picks from last year. So this may be a move to start other moves. You never know. We'll see. Again, Falcons lose passing game coordinator Mike Rudenberg to the Browns. It was only a matter of time before he left the staff. He was highly regarded amongst everybody else.
Was it?
Yeah, the Browns targeted him because he has experience coaching all three levels. He was the passing game coordinator for us, defensive passing game coordinator. His background, I believe, is in linebackers, and he's also coached D-line under Ulbrich. So he's been with Ulbrich for a long time. So I think his coaching style will probably translate well to the Browns. He likes to, just like Ulbrich, allegedly, they like to create different matchups and one-on-one opportunities for your defensive linemen. And they have the guy that just broke the sack record as one of their defensive linemen, along with a really good rookie at defensive tackle, was going to be second-year player. So,
and they got Schlesinger at linebacker too. They got some pieces, but you just got Freaky D over there.
All that money. So, we'll see, man. But shout out to the Cleveland Falcons or the Atlanta Browns or the
boy. That can we address that right now, boy? Whatever Cleveland and Atlanta have going on, can we, Lord, please end it? Please, can it be done? We need to separate fully. Line in the sand. Y'all are over there. We over there. Let's not trade nothing else. Not teams, not buses. Right. And I don't think it's going to be good for either party involved to be completely. You ain't doing nothing but passing shit around back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. Stale shit. Don't nobody want that.
Speaking of the entire Browns starting offensive line is set to be free agents next month. That is left tackle Cam Robinson, left guard Joe Bitonio, center Ethan Pochik, right guard Wyatt Teller, and right tackle Jack Conklin. Now, let me tell you, you got to be 10 types of terrible for your entire offensive line. You're just not going to retain anybody. These are the starters, not the backups. It's not, hey, man, we're going to get up. We're going to get rid of our entire second unit. No, the guys who are tasked with protecting our quarterbacks, because y'all always have multiples, they all got fired. Which also means there's no offensive line continuity. So a whole new gang of guys who got to figure each other out. Boy, if this ain't the most, this ain't
they got Cleveland.
Run,
they got defense. That's the
run, and that's not run the ball. That's yelling at the quarterback, run before you get killed. And then you throw in the Deshaun Watson $70 million cap hit. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a recipe for disaster.
This and I'm gonna look him up real quick. This is just another part of the ongoing saga that is the Browns offense, which is why, as a Falcons fan, we are so skeptical of hiring Stefanski. Um, I don't know if this has ever happened before, where all 5 offensive linemen are basically cut at the same time.
Hope you fired the offensive line coach too.
Not to mention DeJuan Johnson. Is that his name? DeJuan Johnson, the first round pick from Ohio State a couple years ago, hasn't played. Got to talk about that because Paris Johnson was terrible too. And then they had a top pick from Alabama a few years ago that just retired. I don't know if he got hurt and retired or he was ass. They can't figure out anything on offense. They can't figure out the O-line. They can't figure out the wide receivers. They can't figure out the quarterbacks. They can't figure out anything. Shout out to Utah Monken. That's crazy. Your first day or your first thing, everybody got to go. All 5 offensive linemen. I need to know, Cleveland. Y'all let us know in the comments, because this is going to be a clip. Y'all let us know in the comments in Cleveland, what does y'all cap space situation look like?
It's
y'all have
ruined.
To have at least...
Deshaun Watson is their explanation of cap space. It over.
So, but I mean, you got to have some money outside of Deshaun, because you don't have any offensive linemen. The highest paid players on the offensive line are normally your left tackles. You don't got none of them. Now, who's the receivers?
You want to play? Which one you want to play, Reggie? You want to play tackle or you want to play receiver?
I'm not going to Cleveland. I'm not going to Cleveland.
You think they gotta? You think hold the damn horses here. You think that they got to plan that far down? Do you see the team drafted 2 quarterbacks? They drafted 2 quarterbacks. Neither one of them will start for this team to start the season.
Again, shout out to Atlanta Brown. We drafted a quarterback. He may not start. They talking about getting a new one in Atlanta already.
And okay, you're correct about that, but he is hurt, and he doesn't cost $70 million for one season. They got damn near probably $80 or $90 million in quarterbacks between Shedeur, Dillon, and Deshaun. And I saw that they might be interested in somebody else.
Bringing back old man Joe.
Yeah, this is a joke, and it's not funny to me.
Baltimore need another team. Y'all got the Ravens. Send them back. They need another team. Somebody else need another team. I ain't gonna say that because the Cleveland fans gonna go crazy in our group chat. But y'all got some soul searching to do over there.
You're really just holding on to a team for the sake of saying we have a team. It can't be fun. When was the last time it was fun to be a Cleveland Browns fan?
Before Josh Gordon got caught.
Nah, I think you mean Jim Brown?
No. Josh Gordon set the single game receiving record. Eric Metcalf, the 80s. No, right. That was heartbreak because you lost to John Elway on the 99-yard drive. Wow. At least we ain't got no expectations in Atlanta. Y'all just expect to be good, and I don't know why. 42 quarterbacks later.
And counting. And let's be real. The 3 they got is not the answer. You got to find a whole new quarterback. In the draft.
What y'all gonna do? They about to run the
now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I would not. If you think you're gonna draft me to play quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, hell no. I'm not going. Not no.
I just thought of something. And it's such a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing for me to say, but I gotta say it. Y'all know I gotta say it. Got a little drink over here. I would love. It would make great cinema. But it's real. What's the people? It's real Hunger Games-ish from the rich standpoint of just watching misfortune happen over and over again. What if they sign Tua?
They can't. It costs too much. Don't worry about it. The finances will not let that happen. And let's be real here. First of all, Roger Goodell, if you let Tua go play behind this non-existent offensive line, it won't be a DeMar Hamlin situation. He will not get up. It will not be a miracle. It'll be over. It would not. And man, why would you, if I'm Tua, I'll be offended you said something like that, bro. You know
why?
Because I'm already living on a prayer. And you gonna put me behind the new Cleveland Browns offensive line? Did they just control all the leader?
You signed the waiver. You signed the waiver. That's your fault. It's your fault, brother.
And this is the thing, Jimmy Haslam. This I would be a little bit more okay if you were like, all right, well, the Cleveland Browns are terrible, but the Milwaukee Bucks don't have any problems. Let me tell you, you are right now at the head of two of the most dysfunctional franchises in sports. It's you. They need to take these teams from you. You are ruining them and have continuously perpetuated being terrible. The Milwaukee Bucks have no plan. And you know who has even less than a plan than the Milwaukee Bucks? The Cleveland Browns. You know what's funny about both of them? They both have generational talents that have no chance of winning a championship. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Myles Garrett. You just wasting some of the greatest athletes of our time. You create the new Detroit Lions.
It's your fault. Both of them. I held them in the lowest of esteem. Y'all decided to sign there and do all of that. Y'all decided to take
Kev, did you hear that? That is a new level, and I plan to use this to disrespect somebody very soon. I want to let you know I hold you in the lowest of his esteem. The lowest. You know what that means? I don't respect anything about you, and I have no expectations for you. Zero.
Took the money.
You couldn't let me down because I knew that you wouldn't do anything of value.
Y'all did it. Everything that comes out about Cleveland is like a first. How are you the first of everything bad? You sign a quarterback for $70 million. You have the offensive line that is all five
at the same
time.
That, please.
You
please
drafted two quarterbacks in the same draft.
Can you write that down? How y'all the
you
first?
You had 5 quarterbacks on one roster at the same time.
All the worst things. First and worst. God, too mighty, boy.
First to worst. First and
no. Not first to worst. That's a dream story. They first and worst.
Dreams and nightmares. This is awful. This is, and look, man. And the thing is, I try to be objective when I talk Cleveland, just so that we can have a conversation. But this is terrible. This is terrible. Y'all hired a 70-year-old coach. He's the oldest coach to be a first-time head coach in the NFL. Another first.
Oh, you know what that is?
Worst first.
That's the David Tully special. You get a guy who you know can't be there for a long time. So when you fire him, it's like, oh, well, he was finna retire in
3 years tops, big dog.
Right. Go to your family, dog. It's over. So nah, that's the Texans play right there. But y'all won't ever find D'Amico Ryans. And not let me say that, because as soon as I say that, they will find their guy who was the offensive lineman who was there for forever. He'll come back and coach them. And then Joe Thomas come back and save y'all from your own.
I don't care what y'all say. He got into the pro.
Nah, Joe's good.
Oh, his awards. He's really good. He was really good. There's a lot of pity in them awards too.
Oh yeah.
Either way, we can move on. Dallas extended Javonte Williams.
Go ahead. Yes, they paid a running back, I guess. I don't exactly hate this move. I just think that you should have drafted Jeremiah Love instead.
And they done the thing is Dallas doesn't need picks because they have picks from the Micah Parsons trade. Um, Javonte Williams is good and sneaky. If you're watching, please hop in. This is this your team, but I expected them to. I don't know the contract. I didn't see the actual numbers. I guess I can look it up real quick.
It's 24 million
Um,
over. It's 3 years, 24 million, so $8 million
so
a
$8
year.
million a year, as Sneaky says. Let me turn the comments back on. As Sneaky says, it's a team friendly deal. That what doesn't necessarily stop them from drafting Jeremiah Love, and
Does it
it
seems
makes
a
it
little
now in a very
redundant to me.
attractive trade piece as well.
Oh, see, now y'all coming over to my side when y'all see these transactions. Y'all like, oh, well, that the good thing is we can get rid of you if need be.
Yeah, you
Welcome,
get what you need.
welcome. And I do agree with that part. But yeah, I just think that him and Jeremiah Love would be kind of redundant. But I think that you should take Jeremiah Love because you guys just need to take a real live running back because
But
Dallas
the
is
thing about
better.
both of them is they both get hurt. Jeremiah Love was hurt. Javonte Williams got hurt. Them together probably is crazy.
Our
Fusion.
powers,
But
our powers combined. Run it up there.
so maybe that's it. Maybe they'll be dynamic with half as many carries between the two, and they won't get as hurt because they
And
are
I
playing
will
17
say,
games now.
right. And as soon it'll be 18, and after that it'll be 20, and maybe it'll be 25. Shout out to you guys for that. But I will say that having a running back and drafting a running back does allow that guy to kind of develop. And I think that that's one of the things that college football has run away from is development. I think that I don't know if players develop at any level now because the concern is winning and getting paid. Nobody's going to invest in long term because potentially if you spend all this time developing a player, he could end up going somewhere else just because of the money. So
HBCUs.
right.
This is where you can do it. Develop, pressure, pressure. Because you're right. There is no development. You got to win immediately. Immediately.
Everywhere. Win or go
And there's no
home.
development league. At least the NBA, you have the the G League.
Ye-
You have so many other leagues that you can go to play now around the world. Football, this is it. You go to Canada.
yeah. And
Ain't
even
really else nowhere else to
basketball,
go.
it's really you got to be top tier talent, and they just send you. It's really like they're basically sending you back to college after they get you on the roster. Oh, we got you in the building. Go to the G League, and that works for them. But in college football,
And now it's
NFL,
like, you suck at the G League, go back and play college.
I don't. I know this ain't really the time for that conversation. I don't care. Them
We've
guys
had it.
suck. You got to show me a guy who you go all the way to the NBA and then you get sent back to the 9th grade team and you can't bust their ass. Go home. Go home.
And you got him by about 5-6 years too, big
Right.
dog. 25, 23-year-old freshman.
Right. But that's the other part. You be 23 years old and you didn't already do no whole lot of schooling the first time. Now you got to go back and try to get into a class. Good luck.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Man, we have strayed off from the point. But yeah, shout out to Javonte Williams. Never gonna hate on anybody getting their money. And then finally, I was about to say it's an HBCU. Finally, so the Dolphins have decided to blow it up. Your boy Tyreek Hill has been released. Tua is going to, I don't know if he got released or he's being sent home. Mike McDaniel's been fired. Bradley Chubb has been released. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I wonder where Tyreek Hill ends up. Everybody, of course, is thinking about Kansas City. You still have to figure out about his knee. His knee just blew up. His leg dislocated. It was pointed in a different direction. And then Bradley Chubb had the Achilles. And those talents that you could see the thought process of bringing all those people together. But now, like, what you gonna do? They got to
Consignment,
play for pennies.
consignment contracts. And I think that, I mean, that is kind of the good thing is I think Chubb has made a decent amount of money. I know Tyreek has made a boatload of money. That if you want to continue to play, then yeah. I mean, we talk about a lot in basketball, but yeah, you're gonna have to take a pay cut. But do you want to win? If you don't want to win, then you should probably just go home. But if you want to win, and I mean, Tyreek is a freak athlete. I think that he will be back. I don't think that he'll be back at what he was before, and that's
They
fine.
just run a
Because
4-3 instead of a
right,
4-1.
that's one of the
4-4.
biggest things about having such a head start on the rest of the world is even if you slow down, it ain't slow. It's just slower than you were. And I think that, I mean, I still think that he's, that he's gonna come back and be all right. And I think Chubb probably will be too. I think, it'll be a little bit different, but what's old boy who was with Calais Campbell? If he can continue to come in every year and continuously still find jobs, then Chubb, you can too.
Hey, Chuck, Atlanta. With everything going on in Atlanta, we might need you, big dog. We ain't
And
got no draft
and this is
capital.
the
We ain't got no
thing.
defensive end.
And this is the thing. This is best case scenario. The team is not terrible. You got assets around you. It's a great place to rehab. It's a great place to live. And you have a high. This is all I can say because I say this every year and it don't happen. But this is probably the easiest chance to a division championship. Everywhere else, I assume is going to be infinitely more difficult. So, come to Atlanta, do a rehab project.
It could happen. It could happen. But also,
Nobody paying
nobody
Tua,
wants
man.
Tua. Nobody wants Tua.
Wait, but it's not just Tua. I want to put Kyler Murray in that same place, I think, too. I don't think that people want overpriced, under achieving quarterbacks. I've been saying this for years that there has to be a point where there's a pushback on what quarterbacks are being paid. And I think
Think Tua
that
is underachieving?
I don't think that he getting paid $40-50 million. It's not cheap. Yeah,
That'd
at
be
40.
unfortunate if he is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's y'all hold tight here. To a contract. Oh, 4 years, $212 million. Simple math gets me there. Oh, yeah. Oh, and a dead cap hit of 99 million in 2026. He getting 39 this year. Next year, there's a potential out with a dead cap hit of 34 million. Then after that, it's 53 million and 65 million.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me
Then that's
wait. Let me actually fix that. The cap hit for this year is 56 million. Jeez. Yeah. I don't think that he's worth anywhere near that much, and it don't even make sense to pay it. They're trying to lose. You don't want to spend a lot of money to lose. Unless you're the Sacramento
I
Kings.
mean, no. But I mean, you unless somebody trades for him, you're gonna have to eat a lot of that dead cap. But if you're gonna lose, this is the year to lose because you got like 11 quarterbacks coming out next year.
All of you,
it's an
I'm gonna
insane
tell y'all
quarterback
right
draft.
now. Yeah. So yeah. Everybody thinks that the answer is just get one of those quarterbacks. Okay. Good luck. But Miami, y'all put
It's
yourself in the
one
situation.
quarterback this year. So
With that, for me, Miami, I don't know what to tell y'all. I almost made a Young Miami joke.
I almost made a Diddy joke.
That was the joke that I was gonna make. Take that.
But
Uh
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the NFL segment and I guess the end of the football segment of episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go right into basketball, Hawks talk, and a couple news around the league. Not so much, but really some Hawks talk. Here's the hoping QBs get reached on before 12. That is not happening this year. Arch Manning is going to be Norwood's new Trevor Lawrence. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
you ain't wrong. I'm skeptical. Eyes up. I'm watching. I see him. With that, we will return here soon and very soon.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 220 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, our basketball segment. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. We're going to do some Hawks talk, then some news around the league that really doesn't have anything to do with the league. Shout out to the Pistons versus the Spurs, though, as they were about to fight. Cade just bodied Stephon Castle.
The Pistons are stepping into an era where they're trying to embody the bad boy Pistons. They were very physical with Wembanyama, which I think is smart because otherwise he's just going to dog you out. I wonder how far the league lets them go with being that physical and taking the cheap shots.
And they lost.
Oh yeah, but it's interesting. But before we get there, y'all know what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about these Atlanta Hawks, man. Since we've been gone, we won 2 out of 3. And the third one, it, it is a win in number only. But we're going to start out with a 117 to 107 win over the Philadelphia 76ers. Um, I was concerned about this game because Joel Embiid was out. I would have much rather Joel Embiid played. I think that the centers that we have are better against Embiid because of his lack of mobility. Um, and also let's just be real here. Andre Drummond comes to Atlanta or plays in Atlanta and plays like a world beater specifically just against us. I don't know why. I hate it. I honestly wish we could just put him on the team so we didn't have to get our ass kicked by him. But he gave us 10 and 14 and 6 shots. Um, we don't have a body to deal with Drummond at all. Not Londale, not Okongwu, and we have seemingly abandoned Christian Koloko for no good reason. Um, Maxey did not play great. Dyson Daniels is a problem for him. He had 28 points on 8 of 23 shots. VJ Edgecombe, on the other hand, looked like an adult, 20 points, 7-15 shooting. And he was just kind of hitting us with mid-rangers. And I was like, bro, you are way too young to be confidently hitting these with limited space. Don Barlow, former Atlanta Hawk, 1 point in 22 minutes. That brought me joy because I had to watch him trick off our season last year, him and George Niang. On the other end, Okongwu, 8 points, 10 rebounds. That's all you can really ask. Jalen Johnson, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Risa Shea, a very milquetoast game, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Nikhil, 14, 3 and 4. And Dyson, 15 and 7 and 2. And then also CJ McCollum, who's been crazy off the bench with 23 points and 5 assists. We ended up winning this game, but it was tougher for us than I expected. Um, y'all hear that? That's a little echo, but overall, we beat them the first 2 quarters. We had they came back in the third, and then we finished them off in the fourth. We should have dominated this team, I think, in my opinion, with no Embiid and no Paul Pierce. But they still got VJ, they still got Maxey, but I
No
feel
Embiid
like
and no who?
no Paul George.
Oh,
He's suspended.
you said
What
Paul.
did I say? Oh, well, hey, neither one of them playing. Hell, my bad. Oh, you got me. But I think without your 2 superstars, or I guess Maxey is a superstar on this team. Maxey is a superstar on this team, and VJ Edgecombe is good. But I think that we should have beaten them more convincingly. The Hawks don't seem to want to just beat somebody. They want to play to the level of their competition or play below the level of competition. I have a lot of questions about Quinn and his rotations. I also don't like that we have abandoned Christian Koloko. He does not even dress out with the varsity anymore. And he's the only rim patrolling paint protector that we have with the appropriate size.
Yeah. For all these games, I won't go. The overarching point for me is the third quarter. The third quarter and the slow starts. We have slow starts out of the first game, out of the game.
It's
At the
like we
beginning of the
don't
game,
even know we came to play basketball.
We have slow starts in the third quarter. We get outscored in the third quarter every time. And another theme of these 3 games with the 76ers, the Heat, and the Nets, good and bad, is one. Echo. Is it me?
I think it's gone now.
It's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is Good thing is, or well, the bad thing is, or I'll say the good thing. Good thing is Jalen Johnson seems to be a little clutch when it comes to close games in the fourth quarter. Even if he's having a bad game, he's going to get you the and one. He's going to get you. He's going to get you. A timely three, even when he's off. I mean, in this game was 9-22, right?
Oh, 5 from
The
3.
the bad thing is Jalen is in a shooting slump. His shooting percentages have been down um over the last 3 games. We are missing a lot of bunnies at the rim. We're missing a lot of layups, and Jalen is getting a little frustrated. And it leads to lapses on defense. We're having a lot of live ball turnovers, live ball misses, long misses. Um, and Okongwu seems like he was playing better when you was playing Koloko. I don't understand a lot of Quinn's rotations, and I'll get to that as well as we discuss more. But in this game, I mean, Risha was pretty good. Risha, I think, really should go down to the G League, but Risha was pretty good, and he was playing, 10, 4, and 7. And his length allows us to play better on defense because they keep Jalen from being at the top of the key. But I mean, Mo Gay is there to play defense. We don't even look his way. And I'm not a fan of the way Quinn runs his offense. I firmly think this is coaching now. We dribble to the middle of the lane, Dyson, Jalen, Nikhil, and then we jump. And instead of
Then
shooting layup,
then we
we
figure out who
try
to
to
pass
pass it
to.
out, and it turns into a turnover, which leads to a fast break point. And we could be up 10, we could be down 2, and then we're up 2 instead, or we're down 12 because we have these live ball turnovers in bunches.
And
So
it's
I
kind
mean,
of
I'm happy we
tricky,
won this
but
game, but it is what it is.
it's tricky because you look on one hand and you say you see the same things and we fall into the same pitfalls every game. But at the same time, if you look at overall, you gotta give Quinn credit for the development. Okongwu's having the best season in his career. Jalen Johnson, even his bad games are good games. If he can't get his shooting, he's still probably gonna get you a triple double. Alexander Walker is having the best season of his career. Dyson has, I know he started out as a point guard, but I don't think that was ever a real live, like Lou Dort level point guard, where, okay, you can guard the point guard, but you don't ever really do anything else. Into now where he is a legitimate 15-7 point guard. And he probably,
I mean,
if
he
he
could
can
be
get the
20-10 if he just held on to the ball and made layups.
right, or
Golly,
or just try to dunk on people more. That's the thing that I wish he had that Anthony Edwards level. Just, I'm gonna try you every time because you're gonna end up going to the free throw line. He doesn't shoot enough free throws for a guy that size, getting typically guarded by guys who are going to be smaller than him at the position. He does the same thing every time. Run to the paint, spin move. If I can't hit you with the quick flip, then I'm looking to pass out, but sometimes I'm overwhelmed and I make a bad pass. He's not super high on turnovers, but it's just
his
your
decision.
lack of your lack of offensive ability doesn't give you the same level of ability to make those type of things because you don't score enough consistently. Um Landale has been pretty solid though, but this overall was a game that we won. It was an okayish win. I can't lie and say that I'm not disappointed. Oh. And then we played the Heat. I don't got much from this. The Heat beat our ass in an embarrassing way. Um, Number one, the Heat always typically have our number. Every now and then we'll get one from them. For the most part, they're just more physical, they're bigger, they're more disciplined, they're all the things that we are not. So even though I think they have a less talented roster than us, they beat us on. I mean, really, it's coaching. It is what it looks like to have a top tier coach versus a guy who probably is closer to mid. And Spolstra is elite tier, and Quinn is questionable.
This game was frustrating to watch. I think you were out, so you had to watch the playback, and I was kind of
Yeah.
giving you play by play. Make sure y'all follow us on Threads, the Splashcast. I go on there and I talk during the game, during the game thread. Hawks just couldn't hit a shot. Only scored 16 points in the first quarter. Another slow start. And Miami got Hero back, and Hero just back like he never left. Yeah,
No, no,
he
no, no,
led
no,
the
no,
team in
no.
scoring,
Let me
24 points.
clarify. He was back like he had an agenda to prove that, hey, I'm still somebody, and I see that y'all are trying to get rid of me. Let me remind you of who I am.
And our offense, we start out slow. We can't defensively. I don't know what our defensive coaches do. It seems like we don't make any adjustments. Bam, everybody in the world, including Asia Wilson, knows who in the backstory of that is somebody asked them if you had to guard if you had to guard each other, how would you stop them? And she said, I would stop Bam from going left. Because everybody knows that he's going to try to go left, get to the left hand and score. That's his move in the paint. He did that 5 straight times against us. I was like, bro, do anything else. Double team him. Stop him. He did the same move. I was like, bro, there's no way. And as much as I like Jock Londale because he can shoot the corner 3, athletically, it is
Deplorable.
no comparison to Koloko. He can't even get off the floor. So it's like,
and once again, Coloco has a 9'7" standing reach. So he already ahead of the game before he jumps.
and they put Khalil Ware in there, and he's just tall. He was dunking on us. He hit a couple threes, and the Hawks, for some reason, because we'll get the Nets too, people that just be shooting 22% from 3. This is not a trade thing now. This is the Quinn thing. They be shooting 22% from 3. They come in and shoot 70% for the game.
Torch up.
Fourth, 6. You be like, what? What is happening?
Who is that? That I feel like we have to be the most Google the other guy. Who the hell is this? Jenkins from the Pistons cut our ass. It's always somebody. I ain't never heard of this guy until he plays us. Then he's suddenly a world beater. And I mean, that's just what it is. I think that
Miami's a good
I don't
team.
know.
I didn't realize
I don't
11. They played everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. When you're up by 30, yeah, y'all all gonna get in the game.
They played 18 people.
Right. But I mean, let's be real. Fontecchio is terrible. Gardner, Johnson, Jovic,
They got 7 people
Drew
in
Smith.
double figures. Jaime Jaquez couldn't be stopped.
I think
I like
he's
Larson.
good.
He's nice.
Pele Larson is good. Kyle Ware is good. Yakashonis didn't play that great. Norm Powell, okay game. It's a lot of Quinn not doing the very simple things. Okay. Oh, Bam, you want to do this? Well, let me tell you who you're going to have to deal with for the rest of the game. Muhammad Gay. I don't care what happens. I'm putting Muhammad Gay
Yeah, he didn't play
on
Gay a lot.
Bam. I'm putting Muhammad on Bam. And if he beats us, then he beat our best big
Damn, we missed 6
defender.
free throws.
Yeah, we're not a great free throw shooting team either. This game was disappointing. This game, the other part about this is we're neck and neck with Miami, as y'all will see when we get to the standings portion of this. We really needed that. We needed them to not win a game and us win a game. And between them and Orlando right now, we got to do it. And we need to win all of these games because our schedule is getting easier, and we need them to lose all of their games as I think that their schedule gets a little bit more difficult.
Miami has 72 points in the paint. We had 38.
And no Coloco. That's the part that infuriates me more than anything is Why are you taking Gabe and Buddy and Keaton? Don't need all of that. You don't. If you like, especially Keaton, at this point, you traded for Gabe. Gabe, I think, is a better point guard than Keaton Wallace. But I honestly don't care. I don't care which one you pick, but you don't need both of them and Buddy Hield. You got three little guys who you probably never gonna play versus putting Koloko as the third center and a defensive stopper if shit gets out of control. And we just don't do that. And that I don't have an answer for. That is leadership, coaching, all of that. That's the decision that people who are not on the floor make. But it puts everybody else in a very compromising position because we get bullied in the paint because Londale, that ain't his role. And Okongwu, he can't do nothing with Bam and Kyle Ware for sure.
Yeah, in a rotate, you can't have all those shortcomings in the roster and have bad rotations. Like,
and not be
rotations
scoring.
don't make sense.
If you're gonna get punished in the paint, then you got to put up a bunch of buckets.
We don't match up. It's like, hey, they killing us in the paint. We're gonna put in 3 guards and just run fast, and that way that'll stop it. Well, no. So what they do is put in 3 forwards, and then they just back us down and score every time.
Man. Quinn infuriates the hell out of me. I've said for a long time now, I think that he can go. I am on the Taylor Jenkins train more and more every day. I do appreciate what Quinn is doing as far as the development of our players. I think that has been great, but you got to win some damn games. And that I think this is a perfect segue into the very next game, which to me is the most frustrating. We did win 115 to 104 over the Brooklyn Nets, but my God, we got our ass kicked for 3.5 quarters. And I was not able to watch this live. I had to watch it on the rewatch. And I literally had to ask Reggie, what the hell is going on?
And these are my notes.
Hold on. Famously, this is the Brooklyn Nets. It took 5 point guards. They drafted 5 point guards in this most recent draft. And somehow we struggle with them.
Dog. First quarter thoughts. Terrible offense. Passing up layups to shoot threes is wildly annoying. Defense is getting cooked. I don't know why Quinn won't play Koloko. Oh, we back in it. Yeah, we had a meltdown. The only reason we back in it is because Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Otherwise, we would have lost in the first
quarter. By 40.
Second quarter thoughts. Now, this is really good. CJ off the bench. CJ got hot. Nickeil Alexander-Walker started hitting. But outside of isolation ball, our offense looks rough. How are we losing to the damn Nets? Dyson is the new Capella. Dyson gets into the lane. I'm just reading them notes. This is between me and Norwood, play by play. Dyson gets into the lane. He's missed 4 straight layups. At least he's shooting the motherfuckers. We're strong off the bench. Another bad third quarter. Playing Gabe at backup 1. Starting CJ, bringing Ricochet off the bench. Then, out of nowhere, we end the game on a 24-2 run to win the game.
The defense finally showed up.
Went 18-0, 19-2, 24-2 to end the game. If this were any other team, we would have lost by 30.
Probably 40.
We'd have lost by 30.
And that's the reason it's so frustrating to see this and be like, because we have had a relatively rough pre-All-Star schedule between the repeated West Coast trips, the being away from home. That's the reason we got like 12 straight home games, whatever it is, something outrageous, because we've gone everywhere and played everybody. And now we're at the tail end of the schedule where it is most important. Like I told y'all, we are neck and neck with the Heat and the Magic, and the Charlotte Hornets are playing the best basketball in the NBA. So we literally have the Hornets on our ass and the Heat and the Magic directly in front of us. And guess what?
And the 76ers. 76ers right there too.
Yeah, but the 76ers were always supposed to be better. But what I'm saying is, number one, that's the what? Ain't that the Atlantic Division? Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, and Charlotte. That's all of us together, looking the same. But the Hornets on our ass.
Look at us. Look at us.
Right. And then you got the Magic and the Heat like right in front of us. And us, if we would have lost that Brooklyn game, we should have lost that Brooklyn game. And that is unacceptable. Specifically, that we need to win every layup game that we have going forward. We have to win if we want to attempt to get out of the play-in. And honestly, I think Milwaukee has probably just tucked their tail. They probably can't get into the play-in at this point, but they're going to try, and Chicago's surely going to try.
Milwaukee has to try because they want to keep the pick.
They have no reason not to, but I don't think that.
Well, isn't it between them and New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah, so they got to try.
You're right. Somebody is going to get that consolation. But
before this game, there was one more thing. Quinn tried to play Jalen off the ball. I don't know if that was an experiment because he thought the Nets were trash. If Jalen had maybe a little bit of a nagging injury, he still played 38 minutes and was 11 or 22. But you played Jalen off the ball more. I don't understand the fascination with making CJ. Oh, and then you brought Gabe Vincent in as the first sub. He was the first sub off the bench. Didn't understand that one. He was
played the least amount of minutes, and he was -8.
He was awful. And then, I was gonna say I don't understand why you playing CJ at the 1, but I mean, shit, Gabe was bad. Gabe was awful.
I mean, we had to understand that Gabe was awful in LA, and you traded away Luke Kennard for 2 second-round picks. That's going to be what it's going to be with that. I mean, I
expect some wheeling and dealing this offseason.
I agree. Also, CJ with 18.2 points per game off the bench this year. That's the most points per game off the bench in the last 40 years. And then he was promptly put into the starting lineup. I don't know how long this lasts. I do know that lineup specifically of Onyeka Okongwu, Jalen Johnson, CJ McCollum, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Dyson Daniels is by far the most successful. They have the highest positive plus-minus rating of any rotation. I think it's the fourth highest of any. No, it's the highest, and it's the fourth most played, even though we just got CJ not that long ago. Unless you know how many different lineups that Quinn has rolled out there. I don't exactly know what the hell Quinn is doing. Apparently, I saw on the internet that Kuminga is questionable for the Wizards game. Prayerfully, he is available, but I don't know what that means as far as a rotation. I assume the first man out has got to be Corey Kispert because even though he's kind of shot well, he getting crushed on defense. I don't know how that works. I assume that Kuminga, especially coming off the bone bruise, he ain't gonna start early. But I think that there is potential that if he plays well and looks right, that he could go into the starting lineup in that Ricochet spot. I don't hate CJ and Ricochet off the bench. I think that makes us more competent and more well-rounded. But we're at a point now where I'm watching you have to figure this shit out. We're at the end of the season. We need to win all these games, and we're about to play a bunch of winnable games. We play the Wizards tomorrow, and we play the Wizards Thursday. We need to go 2-0. We ain't got time for that. They're actively trying to lose. We can't trick off none of these games.
Yeah, I like Ricochet off the bench with CJ. CJ and Ricochet play pretty well. Ricochet off the bench probably it stung a little bit for him because he played like he had something to prove. He came out, hit a three, got a steal, got a dunk, got an and one, and then that was pretty much the extent of his scoring. Um, I think it would serve well to put Kaminga out there. I do see Kispert probably falling back, but to me, being able to score and having Kaminga out there eventually, of course, you're right with the bone bruise, but being able to score off the bench is something that we don't really have the luxury of other than CJ. And now that you're putting CJ in the starting lineup, I would rather him go back to the bench with Ricochet and allow those two to kind of be the guys to be their own shot creators. Because Ricochet was getting to it. What was surprising was Ricochet was getting into paint and he was hitting and ones. Now, Ricochet needs to bow up a little bit. He's 20 and he's got to get in the gym because he tries to do a lot of finesse, a lot of stereotypical French type stuff, real finesse move. No, he's gonna have to learn how to go, as Dominique said in the broadcast. He's gonna have to learn how to go through somebody's chest. But that comes with time. But allowing him to be more than just a catch and shoot guy, you can see the potential there. And CJ actually allows that for him. And then that allows Kispert. I don't understand. Quinn,
It's a lot of Quinn. It to me, it's more Quinn than
we have
anything.
no spacing. That's your forte. Is spacing. We had no spacing. I'm sorry, we talking about CJ.
And that is the selling point for Ricochet is as much as I used to joke about Zion and his metabolism is eventually slowing down, he gonna gain weight. Ricochet is 6'8", 200. When he get them 20 pounds, which I assume that he will prayerfully get, that he needs to find, is going to make him a different basketball player. And I think the same thing about Ace Newell. If he can get 20 pounds or get you 10 to 12 in the summer, 20 pounds is a lot to put on in a summer. But if they can both get 10 to 15 pounds, that will make their life infinitely better. Yes, Sneaky, you are 1000% right. A small point guard did make the spacing a lot better, but it also did not allow any of these guys to develop because they're just standing around waiting on rebounds. And
Small point guard being Trey Young, who they talking about. Sneaky
correct,
is a who is your team, Sneaky?
Orlando Magic. See, we
Orlando.
cousins.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
are cousins. We both on
You're
the same
trolling.
bus. But I mean, the development, and I hate to say it, but we the same record with him, same record without him. Then what you gonna pay $50 million for? So, and once again, best of luck, Trey, in Washington whenever I guess they try to play basketball again. But right
Assuming
now,
that he's there.
hey man, not my problem. Y'all figure it out. Don't figure it out. Go somewhere else. But for me right now, I mean, I'm pretty sure we have either identical or maybe a better record than we had at this point last year. But it was about the same. We still in the play-in. So yeah, you don't pick up a player option if you're gonna end up in the same spot. A $50 million player option if you're gonna end up in the same spot. Um, I do think that it is going to be very important going into next season that we find a true facilitator, at least off the bench. Like I think that
Here we go, man. Pissing me off.
I
You
think
trying
that
to do it
we're
again.
I think that I mean we need a legitimate point guard. Gabe, you will be out of here. Um, I'm not sure if Buddy sticks around. There will be spaces, but you need a legitimate point guard and you need a legitimate bucket. Those are the two things that we have left. The good thing is we have enough money to pay that, and we have draft capital to draft that.
We need rim protection. The two things that I've been saying all year since the offseason that we need: a
I
ball
agree.
handler and rim protection. We did not get none
Isaiah
of that.
Hartenstein. You need whatever it takes. We need to get him to Atlanta and do not let him leave. If you got to Tampa, if you got to lie, cheat, and steal, Isaiah Hartenstein is the perfect guy to be in Atlanta. He can rim protect and he does not ruin the spacing because he can shoot the three and move out of the way. He can also play with Jalen Johnson. He can also play with Onyeka Okongwu if needed. We got to make that happen. Chicago has 50-11 guards over there. They not going to keep them all. I think Trey Jones is the one that I looked at most recently. I would love to have him. We just need a guard to run the second unit. And then you got to draft right. We got to hope that the ping pong balls fall in our favor. The Banter would be great. I am not even opposed to Boozer Jalen's just going to have to play some three.
King is a Kingston Fleming. Ain't he a point guard?
Yes. But
he's essentially CJ though.
No. Fleming is a way better defender. And Kingston Fleming is a point guard freshman playing for the Houston Cougars. Kelvin Sampson, that's like being in the G League as far as I'm concerned. Sampson don't play that
like
shit.
Jeremiah Fears.
Yes, you're going to play defense, and you're going to have to play here, and he scores. Kelvin Sampson, he's not like the rest of them guys. It's certain places you can go, and you can still be, all right, we'll just let you do whatever. Kelvin Sampson don't play freshmen. He play guys who got whole families.
Smoke cigarettes on the sideline.
Right, and fix carburetors. If you're a freshman there, you try it and test it. And there are enough guys in the draft that we can find a guy. We just have to make sure that we do it. Now, I do trust Honestly LA to make the right picks. Everything that he said so far is he's kind of set up his Danny Ainge season for next year too. Next year, I think he gonna be like, hey, we all in, and we're gonna have to be more. We're getting out of that play-in invitational, and if we not, then I assume Quinn to be fired. If he survives that long.
You think Quinn makes it to next year? I do not at all. I think Quinn gonna embarrass himself.
I have told you I'm not in love with Quinn. If he goes, let the dead bury the dead. We're gonna move on here, and this is the Eastern Conference standing through today. This is before these last games. Pistons are 42 and I guess 14 now. Celtics 37 and 19. We have to address the fact that I think that Jaylen Brown is the MVP of this season.
MVP.
He is doing the absolute most with the absolute least. If y'all can name other players on the Pistons, on the Celtics, I'll wait.
I got one. I can name one. Two. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard.
Okay, and
I can name Sam Hauser because he beat the Hawks by himself, but nobody else can name Sam Hauser.
Right.
Outside of that,
Cada,
I don't know nobody else.
Bryshowicz, whatever his name is.
A lot of consonants in his name.
Right. And on top of that, even when you look at the guys who you can name, Peyton Pritchard's not like, and I love Peyton Pritchard. I would honestly love to have him on the Atlanta Hawks. He's not a popular name. Derek White has turned himself into. He's probably done the best personal rehab job,
Caitlin Clark,
of anybody. Y'all need to go back and look. Peyton Pritchard actually been hooping, but like Derek,
36,
right? Derek White as a guy that nobody, he's just kind of like a guy, and has turned himself into a legitimate. I don't know how to explain him. He's not like a star or anything. He's just a really good damn basketball player.
Malcolm Brogdon. He plays defense. He hits the open three, and he makes the right pass.
I think he's better than Brogdon has ever been.
No, he is better than Brogdon. He's just the next iteration of Brogdon.
Right.
He's the next iteration of Brogdon.
The Knicks
hit the three.
Knicks 37-21 playing soft. I don't know what they're gonna do. Sometimes they look like world beaters. Sometimes they look like Tarzan. Sometimes they look like Jane. Shaq and Carl Anthony Towns had a very strange exchange after a game. I understand what Shaq was saying. Carl Anthony Towns seemed to get about half of it. I don't know what the Knicks are going to do. They are the second highest payroll in the NBA. They have to win this year or their money gets funny. Behind them, the highest payroll in the NBA right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers have picked up James Harden and now look like world beaters.
My sleeper. That's my sleeper.
You cannot be the
Jared
sleeper.
Allen.
You cannot be the sleeper in the most expensive team in the NBA. Ain't no way.
Yes, you can.
That's
you can. They are the number 4 team in the East. The Pistons have been the best team all year. Right now, adding James Harden, who and having the whole talk with Jared Allen and basically saying, hey, MFer, you can't defer to Evan Mobley. Just go out there and play what you're supposed to play. Rebounds, block shots, hit the floater, and dunk. James is going to get you the ball. 40 points, 30 points, 26 and 15, 29. It's like, bro, to me, I think Detroit is the team. I guess Boston would probably be the better sleeper because of Jaylen Brown and what they have.
This is my thing with Cleveland. If you underperform all season and then make a trade for a Hall of Famer, and now you're back in it, I'm not calling you a sleeper. You just underperformed all season.
Did they underperform?
Hell yeah.
I never saw them as a favorite to win the East. I thought they overperformed last year.
So, okay, you take out the Pacers and Halliburton. You take out the Bucks and their meltdown. The Pistons weren't supposed to be this good this season. You definitely did. We thought the Celtics was going to be in the play-in. You knew that the Sixers got.
Celtics, I mean,
you got this. Celtics, you got the Sixers who we assume weren't going to be this good because Embiid was going to be hurt and Paul George was going to be hurt, and we had no clue what the Raptors were. We thought, Cleveland was supposed to be and they had the best record in the East last season. This was supposed to be their year.
I never thought that. I don't think I ever thought Cleveland was going to be past.
So who did you have getting past the second round?
Detroit was one. I did have Milwaukee, but Giannis. I honestly, the team that underachieved to me that I thought was going to take the next step was Orlando.
Fair enough.
I expected them to be out of the play-in. I expected them to be better than the 76ers and the Raptors in challenging the Knicks. I thought the Knicks were going to drop to 4th, and I thought Cleveland was going to be through. I thought the 1 through 4 was going to be around the same, and I thought Boston was going to. I'm sorry. I thought Detroit, New York, and Cleveland were going to be the top 3, and I thought Orlando was going to be the 4, and Boston was going to be the 7. That's what I thought. So to me, Orlando has underachieved. I think Cleveland is just Cleveland. Like they was going to be the 3, 4, 5 seed. They were going to lose in the second round. They was going to go. I never thought that they were going to be that.
My thing is with them is their record last year after the unceremoniously the way they kind of got whooped last year. And they have the highest payroll in the NBA. And maybe that's just me, but either way,
lack of asset management doesn't mean that you are going to be you should be.
But I mean, you also got Spider, you got Garland, you got Mobley. Their asset management ain't been perfect, but it ain't terrible either.
Paying Garland was a mistake. To me. You ain't gonna pay trade and you shouldn't pay Garland. To me.
Let's talk about that next week. Put a pin in that. I really like the Raptors. I think that they do have a ceiling, but I just see how they beat the hell out of us every time. They're just all 6'8", 6'9", and can kind of do enough. If they ever get that quickly and that Pirtle contract off of their books, they are a very scary team. They are much more closer to what I expected Orlando to be. Colin Murray Boyles has been a perfect fit for a team, even though I know he was pissed when he got drafted there because there's not really a way for him to start. But I think just maybe, they just go with this weird mid-sized lineup where Scotty Barnes and
2010 Atlanta Hawks team.
yeah,
All
right.
6'8" people. And Brandon Ingram.
Murray Boyles, Scotty Barnes was playing like a dog, and Brandon Ingram. Maybe they keep RJ. I think they might have to keep RJ. I think they might have to trade RJ.
Trade RJ to Miami for Khalil Ware.
That don't. Well, Miami, if you do that, you're back to playing Bam at the 5, and you're capped again.
No, I mean, when you trade Hero 4 or 5, I mean, you can will and deal that. But if I'm Toronto, I would try to get a 5. I would try to get a, because then you can play everybody else at random positions. You can play the 2 through the 4. Everybody plays 2 through the 4 now.
They also need a point guard too. They need a point guard. They need a legitimate. I do like Jamal Shead off the bench. That's another reason I like Kingston Flemings is seeing Jamal Shead go into the NBA, be a very professional, adequate backup point guard, very much so like a Davion Mitchell to me. Highly impressed with what they got going on. Also, I think that I think a guy they might end up selling on surprisingly is Grady Dick. It ain't been perfect. It doesn't.
Not a lot of space, man. Not a lot of space for you.
Send it to Chicago. You might as well send Grady Dick to Chicago. Then you have Buzelis and Josh Giddey, and you can just have the Amazing Whites.
Buzelis Dick. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, do you really want to deal with that on a nightly basis either?
I mean, they got a lot of guards. You could, I mean,
you're right. Dang,
Charlotte
you're right.
got Kobe White. I forgot about that. He ain't even played.
Right.
Yeah, Hawks, we might be through.
The 76ers they are winning the award for me for holding it in the road better than anybody. This has been a fantastic transition. I know, Kev, it feels good.
They born in it. They molded in it. They molded in the road.
Nah,
they've been holding in the road since Embiid leg fell off.
What I'm saying is I didn't think the Embiid was going to play this many games. I mean, it's crazy. The Embiid has been 10 times more healthy than Kristaps Porzingis.
Why?
Because Embiid leg, Embiid finds a way to drag that leg out there a lot of games.
Kristaps Porzingis got an acronym. When you start getting acronyms,
he's old.
You don't know what
they're gonna make him retire. The 76ers and VJ Edgecombe and Maxey and Quentin Grimes have been great. Now the other
Edgecombe. You never saw Edgecombe. You didn't think he was gonna be this.
Yes, you did.
You knew he was gonna be good.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
When he was the 4th pick?
No, when he was playing for the Bahamas, dunking on people. I was like, oh, he knew what he was gonna be. He never been a question to me. The question is trading. I think they traded Ousmane Dieng and McCain. McCain has gone right over to OKC and made himself very comfortable as a 3-point shooter. And Daryl Morey said, oh, I think that, we won this trade. Daryl Morey, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to lose that trade and lose it bad. You traded 2 guys to 2 good teams, and they're going to see more success now that they're not on your team. But congratulations for your team.
You ran the same annexation of Puerto Rico twice. You traded Isaiah Joe over there. You didn't just trade him. You just cut him. Say, hey, he's not an NBA player. He went over there and won a championship, is one of the best 3-point shooters on that team and in the league, as they just won without SGA. Then you traded Jared McCain over there, who goes over there and has 20 points immediately.
Let me tell you what you're not going to get in this draft. You're not going to get a guy who's as good as that kid next season. Now in the future, whatever happens. But you need to figure something out right now.
Why does he still have a job?
You have to ask our resident Kev. But moving on, the Orlando Magic, they've had a lot of struggles as far as injuries. the lack of time. Like Franz had the bad knee injury coming into the season. The Impala was out for extended time. Mo was out for extended time. Suggs has kind of waned and waxed. Bane has
He's
kind of
out right
finally,
now.
yeah. Bane has seemingly found his space, and Anthony Black, 2K legend. Shout out to the God. He looks like he looks like a very legitimate basketball player, and his height allows them to go with the 3 guard lineup that doesn't get killed on defense. Uh the Miami
I think
Heat.
Orlando is just everybody ahead of them got better. I think everybody except maybe the 76ers. But everybody ahead of them, the Raptors, the Cleveland, New York.
No, they fell off. They remember they started out the season kicking ass. They had the new offense that nobody had seen, and there was no game plan for it. I was saying Spoelstra should be coach of the year, and then it's like it seems like as soon as people got tape, it was like, oh, there you go, right back to being who we knew you to be. And I don't know what that team does because at least as the team behind them, the Hawks, we have cap space and draft picks. Miami is like, you know, still begging. Correct. We covered the Hawks in depth. And the Charlotte Hornets, the most interesting team in basketball right now. They really look like they got something in those 3 guys. LaMelo, Brandon, and Khan Kanepu. I don't know what you do with that if they ever get a rhythm. I think that they would value a big with winning experience to this team because that seems to be the only thing that they don't have is they play basketball and LaMelo is going to do at this point. I think he's just Pistol Pete Maravich of this generation, but you need somebody who can really teach this team how to win and play as adults. That's what I think they're missing.
You just gotta give LaMelo some car keys. You let him drive, let him meet up with some Georgia players. I'm telling you, you'll win every game because they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna hit something, they're gonna speed, they're gonna get arrested, they gonna do something.
But if y'all have been familiar with LaMelo, y'all should have known that this is going to happen. They have videos of LaMelo driving out of that arena every day in a dealership worth of cars. Like that's not anything new to me. And it's Charlotte, so LaMelo sticks out like a sore thumb. And
Yeah.
he did
What
swerve and
about the
been there.
West?
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna run these two. Bucks, it's over. Chicago. Chicago only plays guards and wings at this point. The Wizards only play guards and wings at this point. The Nets actually try to play basketball. They're the only team that's ethically tanking. They are trying to roll out Agor and all of those guys and just lose the old fashioned way. And I don't know if there's anybody healthy left on the Pacers at this point. They little team that fell apart. That's it though. That's the East. We're gonna move right over to the West. We can kind of run this a little bit faster. OKC is kind of come back to earth. It's funny that we really thought that they were gonna, challenge the Bulls and Golden State for one of the best records in NBA history, and now they're neck and neck with the Spurs. Reality comes at you really fast.
Man, they ain't coming back. They ain't coming back to earth. It's just the Spurs. It's on every other game. Hey, that happens. You lose. It's just the Spurs.
But I mean,
they're 44-14. And we talking about they came back to earth.
Yeah, but they at one point it was like 24-0. If you look at them, matter of fact, I forgot the thing where you go look. Their last 40 games ain't been great. It's been very regular. Very regular. They just started out on absolute fire. I think that we should all hope and pray about the Spurs because it seems like they're figuring out and getting better and better by the day. I do think that the Pistons did a very good. did a very good job showing the NBA that you got to be physical with Mignogna until proven otherwise. It did not seem like he liked it. I know that some of the stuff seems cheap, but hey, man, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And bro, you 8 feet tall. If we play ethically, we're just gonna lose. If I
Yeah,
gotta
bro, you
cheat,
can't ask us to play you straight up and you the tallest person on the court. What?
right,
No, I'm gonna punch you in the stomach. Like,
right,
what you mean? I'm not about to do that. Crazy. Wouldn't be out there trying to play like he in the. Nope. Let me be quiet.
right. And then the Nuggets are in this weird space where they haven't been super healthy. They still third in the West, but it seems like for no good. Like I guess this doesn't mean anything. I don't think that they can beat the Spurs or OKC. I will give them a lot of credit, specifically Jamal Murray, for being able to keep this team afloat through everybody being hurt. But I don't know what their team plan is. It seems kind of like high class middling where you're like, okay, we're gonna be good, but we're also not in the same conversation as the Spurs and the Thunder. So we're just spending a lot of money to kind of spin our wheels. The Rockets, 34-21. The Amen Thompson experience at point guard has not been great. I know that everybody has jumped on my back and said, oh, well, you said that they should do this and all of this. Well, you got to find out if these guys can do this or not. Because if Amen Thompson could play point guard like just Dyson Daniels, it would be much more manageable. But that does not seem like a
I mean,
thing.
that's what he does. They both can't
No,
shoot. They play defense and
no,
they
no, no,
finish
no,
in the
no.
rim.
But Dyson is just a better point guard than Amen Thompson. Dyson is a legitimate point guard who just needs help. Amen Thompson is not a point guard. And I think that probably means that either Tari Eason or Jabari Smith is moved
Could have
in
traded for
this.
Trey. You could have traded for Trey. I said you should have traded for Trey.
I'm not trade. I'm not. I'm not. $50 million player option on this team don't work either. That requires you trade Jabari and
Yeah.
no. I think that you
At
can
the
find
time, Steven Adams wasn't hurt. That's a big miss too. Their rebounding isn't as great as it was before, and it's crazy that they still fourth in the West.
right. Yeah, but for
The team
me, I
that's crazy
mean,
for me is the Timberwolves that are sixth. That's surprising. I thought they would be at least as good or better than the Lakers and the Rockets.
well, the Rockets, you can find a decent point guard for $30 million. I'm not $50 million play option on Trey is crazy. And if you're good, he's gonna want more. And that is gonna require you to have less. I think that, and I told y'all that I think the trade's really good, but if he wants to be successful, he's gonna have to take a pay cut. If he keeps the money, he goes into the Miles Garrett, Giannis Antetokounmpo conversation of I want the money. The Lakers, this is a trick bag. This is for sure a trick bag. They're fifth in the West. They are not better than the Timberwolves. They probably better than the Suns now because Dylan Brooks' hand injury. But the Lakers they're a team that don't pass my eye test. It's cool right now with LeBron and Luka and Austin, but you know this gonna fall apart. And God forbid anybody get hurt, it's over. The Suns have played really well considering their conditions, but Dylan Brooks out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken hand. I don't know what to. It's probably over for them. Golden State, boy, y'all look older and just worse every day. Is it is unfortunate to watch Steph Curry kind of do this at the end of his season. The Blazers are trying to win basketball games because they don't have a reason to lose, but it's kind of middling. And then the Clippers, they're trying to win. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but I mean, they could get to 7 maybe.
The Clippers, Kawhi about to ask for a trade.
No, I mean, no. You're sure maybe ish. I know what you're talking about. What he said when they asked about him being contender, he said it's over. I get that, but I mean, realistically, the Warriors, Steph is hurt, And the Suns, Dylan Brooks is hurt. So you got your best player hurt for the Warriors, your second best player hurt for the Suns. The Clippers could get to the top of this. I don't think that they could catch OKC. I mean, not OKC, hell no. But I don't think they could catch the Timberwolves, but they could get to 7. That don't mean anything, but it's not 10. And then everybody, Grizzlies toast, Dallas is toast, Utah just Nurkic is having a nose surgery. Why you would do that in the middle of the season and it not be tanking, I cannot understand it. The Pelicans can only try to win for their own self-respect. DeJounte Murray back though.
$45 million to Zion. Wouldn't he like three games?
Congratulations, Joe Dumars. You played yourself.
DeJounte back though.
Yes, and I do love that. And that's who the Rockets need to be. Why would you pay Trey $50 million when I can pay DeJounte $30 million?
DeJounte on the team with KD too? Yeah.
And motivated. I'm going to tell y'all, man, DeJounte Murray as a motivated basketball player is a scary human. And the Kings are expensive and awful. Doug Christie, they're going to fire you eventually. The Kings, they need to probably make somebody else run that team.
I will let Doug Christie be the coach for the next year. They're going to be bad next year too. Like they're not going to be good for a while. Like
no, because they got all them old ass players on big contracts. But I mean,
Andre Hunter.
The best thing that you could do is sell those guys off as expiring and get draft picks.
Hey man, look at the Nets. Sell it all off. Draft a bunch of people that eventually y'all gonna need somebody gonna Houston. I got 5 point guards. I know you need one.
Right. Cheap. That is the reason that these teams have to keep draft picks is you're gonna need players who are good and cheap because the second apron don't allow for you to have a bunch of players who are good and expensive. That's the reason my new team to watch is the Thunder a little bit and the Rockets, because the Rockets, that payroll finna shoot up. KD is not cheap. Sengun ain't cheap. Fred VanVleet, you're probably gonna move him. You're gonna have to pay Thompson, and I don't know what you pay him. He probably has done them a favor, and it probably won't be the $40 million. It'll be closer to 25, 30. And then finally, I think it's a terrible move, but Adam Silver has informed the league that and general managers that he's going to make some anti-tanking rule changes for next season. I have told y'all, and I will go into this saying that this is it's a knee-jerk overreaction. I understand that tanking is bad, but the CBA also plays a major role in the reason that these teams are doing what they're doing. At some point, you had to reformulate your strategy to win with a new CBA, which has massive financial rules. So to ask that team to not tank, some of those teams is the only way they were going to get out of it was tanking. And I mean, Cleveland, they still got to figure out a way to re-sign players and be competitive. If you didn't adapt to the CBA, well, you're gonna run out eventually.
Well, for the NBA has been one of the most reactionary leagues in modern sports history. Like when something happens, they are going to be the ones to make the change almost immediate. Adam Silver, again, when you bring in outside forces that dictate the money, you bring in gambling. When you start tanking, you messing with the profit. You messing with the odds.
Yeah, but you also had this massive CBA change. It's like at work when they fundamentally change how you do your job. You're like, okay, well, we gotta. What do they call it? We gotta have a realignment. Well, these teams are realigning to this new CBA, and if you were already cash poor before, you could just pay for it. Now it's like that's the reason the Warriors are trying to like win through it. Well, we've already spent this money on Draymond. We already spent this money on Steph. Sure, but on the old CBA, it was perfectly fine because we were printing money anyway.
But that was my point about being reactionary, though. You're reactionary, so you change the CBA because you don't want people to just buy a championship. You changed it before because you didn't want the people to have the three players, right? That was the original start of this, was to get rid of the team ups. Then the Warriors just said, "F it, since ain't no tax or whatever the first tax was at
No,
the time,
we'll
we'll just
just
pay
pay
that."
it. The
And
tax
then
is
they
there,
made so much money that they moved to San Francisco
right?
after paying the tax. So then Adam Silver's like, "Look, all right, so now we got to change that rule, right?" So then they got the new, and now it's time for the CBA. Now it's also bringing in more profit. There's going to be more CBA negotiations because there's more money. So the NBA being so reactionary, I don't necessarily think that there is going to be a way to solve tanking unless you remove the extra. I think Charles Barkley had one of his points was really good. Everybody get a ping pong ball. We're not doing that 66 balls, 13, 24, 31, 2, 3, nothing. If you were there, we doing the ping pong ball lottery, everybody get one.
I see what you're saying, but I think that also going in next season, you're not gonna have this over like this glut of teams that are trying to tank like they are this year. This year it's like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do. Like, still, the Bucks not tanking, the Pelicans not tanking, they're just terrible.
Well, I mean, you
So
can't account for stupidity.
right. So what I'm saying is next year, a lot of the teams that were tanking in the past aren't going to be tanking because once again, remember they already flattened out the odds for the first pick. It don't do you a whole lot of good to tank because you ain't gonna get the pick. It's not as before it was
So then
damn
what
near
are we doing?
guaranteed.
We saying all that. So what are we doing with Dan? What is he talking about then?
Well, I think the thing that he could do that is good is the pick protections. That has gotten out of control. And I think that it's no more clear than that.
Oh yeah, shout
Pacers,
out to you, Pacers. You screwed that.
Clippers, the 1 through 4 plus the 10 through 31 protection. And I think that also just takes some enjoyment from people like me and you who like, all right, did you trade him or not? And then after their pick protection is so nuanced, all right, do I get a first later or does this convey to 2 seconds? Like you do need to simplify it for the consumer where you don't have to. I mean, it's to a point where, and me and you are pretty good at this, where I have to put this in the chat GPT. Explain to me when and where this pick will convey and how. That's too far.
Yeah, because the websites don't even do it. It'd be like, what are Atlanta's picks for 2027?
Right.
Well, the 13th pick that comes from, then it'll be 5 teams listed.
And it's all
I'd be like,
types of asterisks. And you're like, no, bro. Are we getting a pick or no? I think that would do it. And I think it's also becomes kind of difficult for the teams themselves because it's almost impossible to gauge what you're going to get when, like the Clippers, that pick has to fall between 5 and 9. That's it.
That boy had season ending notes. It's tanking the Jazz. The Jazz just taking everybody out in the fourth quarter.
Why do you have at post All-Star nose surgery?
Season ending nose surgery.
That boy having rhinoplasty in the middle of the
schnoz.
You're getting a nose job in the middle of the season, bro. Remember, and he didn't want to come back and play.
Mind you, he had 3 straight triple doubles this month.
Mind you, that they got hit for this year and last year in both cases for not playing their best lineups. Danny Ainge don't care about that $500,000. It don't bother him. That's another thing that I think you could do. If it's been proven that you've been tanking consecutively, then drop you out of the lottery. That, like the Jazz, they should 100% be dropped out of the lottery. 2 years in a row, we caught you tanking. I can't. The $500,000 to billionaires is no money. But if I say that we catch you twice, you out of the lottery, it'll make people act accordingly, or at least try a little bit harder.
Yep. Quick All-Star thing, game thoughts. It was cool. It was cool. I like the tournament setup. Wimby makes it better. I think Wimby playing tough would have had anybody, would have made any format competitive. Um Kawhi is funny. Played really, really well. Should have won MVP.
Oh man, he was cutting ass.
I can't wait for the 3-point competition next year. I don't think Dame should have participated. But I mean, it is what it is. Next year will be fun. Cancel the dunk contest. Just cancel it. I don't even know Buddy's name that won. He was Crip walking from Oakland. I know he's from Oakland.
I think that they just need to let the best dunkers in the world have that.
Non-NBA, just the people that be doing all the crazy stuff, like the guy
Correct.
that just did the backflip dunk and dunked it with his toe.
And I'm gonna tell y'all didn't let Matt McClung be in the dunk contest for the right reason, because he could have been third year in a row. He showed he knew what he was doing. He said, "Yeah, I had 3
Basketball Hall
dunks."
of Fame. He would have made the
Right,
Basketball Hall of Fame off the dunk contest, and y'all would have been real mad.
right. And let him back in, bro. He ain't gonna make no team. Y'all just be putting him on the Delaware Blue Coats every 4 weeks. Least you can do is let him have that. But yeah, if these guys don't want to participate in the dunk contest, give it to the people who do. I don't trust the All-Star game to be competitive next year. Like I think this was just more Wemby than the setup. I don't know if
Yeah,
Wemby is
yeah,
going to be able to
yeah.
lead everybody to being competitive every year, but that's all I got.
Me
With
too.
that being said, what else you got for us, Reg?
Me? Let's look at. I'm sorry, I was scrolling, and Joy Taylor is talking about morals and how to get rid of them. I put it in the group. Let's see. I don't really have anything else, man. With that being said, y'all, we come to the end of episode 220 of the Splashcast.
Y'all didn't see Cam. Excuse me, say what?
We come to the end of the Splashcast episode 220. Thank you for sticking with us, even when we had the late start. If you're listening to the playback, just know that we put in and burnt the midnight oil today. Please go back and listen to the mic check real quick, 30 minutes, good talk, good discussion. The main episode, full edited episode, will be out on Dive Team Media Network. Make sure you go follow the brand. All of the clips and everything, of course, will be on our Splashcast socials, as they always are. With that being said, Norwood, if we ain't forget anything, I don't care. Take us out.
Hey, keep your hands off your sister-in-law. Start there. If you have the urge to touch your sister-in-law, no. If she says no, if she says yes, y'all are both terrible people. Y'all are a terrible couple together. And you're uniting your families in terribleness. Number one, more black baseball. And I heard good news. Ronnie Rockets will be the leadoff hitter for the Atlanta Braves the upcoming season. Let's go, Bravos. Number 2. What up, Kev? Holding it down in the back. Threw up the deuces. Number three. Once again, RIP to Jesse Jackson, civil rights
And Rondell
leader, visionary, and Rondell Moore. Number 1, the historically black college university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your uncle, the person that used to laugh and kiki in the back of church. Send some money to that historically black university and send your children over there, and not to college. Send them over there to have the HBCU experience before, so they know what their people look like and sound like and come from. Number 2, the historically black college university in your neighborhood. The one that you go to for homecoming, step shows, to be around young people. You go over there and you drink up all the liquor and you eat up all the food. Send some money over there. That school needs it. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me, Kev, and Reggie a degree, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of that learning institution, the standard of excellence, Hampton University, and I heard possibly we trying to bring
You
back the
see it?
golf team. We trying to bring back
Luxurious.
the golf team for the boys and girls. So support black sports, support HBCUs, support black creators.
Support black golf brands support HBCUs too.
Right. And we out this thing. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Y'all be safe. Hands up. Eyes up. Off your sister-in-law. We out of here. Peace.
Lowest of regards.